this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. It's my nigga Pop from the barber shop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. A niggas wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the paper. Remember them niggas from the hill up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with? Smoke blunts and got nice with? Yeah, my nigga Fame up in Prospect. Nah, them my niggas, nah, love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them, they schooled me to some niggas that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro, when they wanna stick the knife through your windpipe slow. So, thank Fame for warning me, cause now I'm warning you. I got the Mac, nigga, tell me what you gonna do. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my paper. 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 They heard about the Rolexes and the Lexus with the Texas license plates out of state. They heard about the pounds you got down in Georgetown, and they heard you got half of Virginia locked down. They even heard about the crib you bought your mom out Florida, the 5th corridor. Call the coroner. There's gonna be a lot of slow singing and flower bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing. What you think all the guns is for? All-purpose war got the Rockwellers by the door, and I feed them gunpowder so they can devour the criminals trying to drop my decimals. Damn, niggas wanna stick me for my cream, and it ain't a dream. Things ain't always what it seems. It's the ones that smoke blunts with ya, see your picture. Now they wanna grab their guns and come and get ya. Bet your Biggie won't slip. I got the calico with the black talons loaded in the clip, so I can rip through the ligaments. Put the fuckers in the bad predicament where all the foul niggas went. Touch my cheddar, feel my Beretta. Fuck when I'ma hit you with your motherfuckers, better duck. I bring pain, blood stains on what remains of his jacket. He had a gun, he should've packed it, cocked it. Extra clips in my pocket so I can reload and explode on your asshole. I fuck around and get hardcore. C4 to your door, no beef, no more, nigga. Feel the rough, scandalous. The more weed smoke I puff, the more dangerous. I don't give a fuck about you or your weak crew. What you gonna do when Big Papa come for you? I'm not gunning, nigga, I bust my gun in. Hold on, I hear somebody coming.
Come in fast as you can. Just bring that motherfucking ass on. Come on. We getting close. Huh? It's right over here. You sure it's Biggie Small's crib, man? I'm sure, motherfucker. Come on. It better be his motherfucking house. Fuck, man. This better be this motherfucker's house. Oh, shit. What? What's wrong? What's that red dot on your head, man? What red dot? Oh, shit. You got a red dot on your head, too. Oh, shit.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to another episode of the Blog is Hot podcast. Rest in peace to the late, great, one-of-a-kind MC, Biggie Smalls. That was the warning from the Ready to Die album. Bring you in some of that hot fire. That was a request by our special guest. But before we go ahead and introduce him and announce his presence, let's go ahead and introduce myself. I'm your host, Famous Amos, a.k.a. Mr. Unidentified, a.k.a. the Unidentified Black Male, a.k.a. your mother's last mistake, a.k.a. Soul Brother number 3, a.k.a. Pinky, and last but not least, Billy Bordeaux. And back on the block, visiting us and having a joyful time, I could say, is my co-host.
What's good, bitches? It's Tim Redhose. You guys aren't bitches, but I just called you bitches. I do it out of love. Yo, turn that fucking air horn up. What the fuck is that pussy shit? We're about to get into AKAs and shit. What's good, guys? It's Tim Redhose, a.k.a. George Hooney, a.k.a. Hooniusferg, a.k.a. It's me, bitches. a.k.a. Young Timothy Tidwell. And, of course, you know it. It's a.k.a. Young Timmy Bust Nuts. It's a beautiful day today. I was actually fucking with like that whole song and shit. Because, like, I was just kind of, like, looking at it because, like, the whole, like, build up to it, like, them getting shot in the head and shit. Like, I was like, damn, I wish I could be the one that, like, does the drop and, like, introduces, like, I was very hyped for, like, that transition from, like, the song to the show.
You know what? I wasn't sure how long that song was going to keep playing for, and I was like, that was not supposed to be on the cue. Supposed to have some lo-fi hip-hop chilling in the background. But you know what? It's the Blog is Hot podcast, and hip-hop is what we love and what we love to hear. So I ain't mad at some Illa J on the backdrops.
Yo.
But
is this shit going to be taken down?
None of our podcasts are monetized. Like, we don't. Everything gets claimed. We make no money from this.
Was it only that one time when we mentioned that one place with all the people with the yellow skin and slanted eyes?
Yeah, fam. China, they hate us. That shit. That's no joke. That's the only podcast we've had literally taken down off of YouTube. And we've said a lot of things, but we do have a special guest in the podcast. He's actually one of our listeners, but he's a very cool guy. We've been talking through the DMs. He's actually local to our area and our area code.
Yeah, who the fuck knew it?
I know. Basically, right in our own backyard, a fellow blockhead. We're going to allow him to go ahead and introduce himself.
My turn. Let's go. It's Jason Causey here with you. Let's go, blockheads. What's up? I'm out here. I feel like I was ready for that, but I wasn't ready for that. I've been sitting here chilling the whole time, just like, hey, think of an intro.
And
yeah, it's me.
It's
here.
okay
What's
because
up?
this is the first intro. You have the exit to come up with some extra AKAs if you don't have any.
Right.
AKA on AKA on AK.
Now,
Hey.
Jason
Yes, sir.
was very kind enough to make the drive out here to visit us
Super kind.
in studio at the Hall of Fame, and he actually brought with him some books. I do not have a book of the month for the month of November. It's been my birthday this month. It's the holiday season. No one's really got time.
December.
I think my birthday was last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh fuck!
And you, his
And I've
friend.
known him since 7th grade.
You don't know my birthday either, so that's like.
I know it's in February.
Yeah, at least you got that.
That's all that matters.
But Jason actually has a list of he has 3 books with him that he can recommend on his book of the month. But he recently just picked one up, and I'm gonna let him go ahead and explain to you the book that he has picked up and just recently purchased, why he purchased it, and what you might be in for.
All right. So the book that I picked up, I've actually bought it yesterday. I haven't had a chance to read it. But it's surrounding the whole Jeffrey Epstein controversy, I guess, if people want to say. This book is actually the book that was seen being read by Ghislaine Maxwell. If you're not really familiar with the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, she's pretty much his whole second in command. She's been implicated. No idea why this bitch is still free, why she walking around breathing free air, why she ain't in the handcuffs, why she ain't behind bars, but anyway, you know how that fucking story goes. The last picture of her in public, I do believe, was a picture of her at In-N-Out. Y'all seen this picture? I think I posted it in the Discord.
I've seen that picture. However, I have been reading on some Reddit threads and some 4chan threads that they are saying that it may be a photoshopped picture and that may not be her. But Photoshop always seems to be the easiest scapegoat because we know what the capabilities of Photoshop are, but that's not a fair... It's like calling someone a conspiracy theorist. Like, it's such an easy way to dismiss something that can very well be true.
Exactly,
But keep going.
Exactly. But I actually heard that the photo was set up by her lawyer.
Oh.
Yeah. The picture of the dog, from what I read, with the dog that was in the photo was her lawyer's dog. And that's how they were able to connect it to her and her lawyer. But the book is actually the Book of Honor, and it's The Secret Lives and Deaths of CIA Operatives by Ted Gupp, with a new afterword by the author. the crazy thing connected to this was there was a review written about this book on Amazon, and I probably should have had that shit pulled up, but
Again,
that weed,
none of y'all should
That
be
weed,
none of y'all should actually be thinking about us as the most factual. We want you to always do your own research. So
Yeah, man.
and a lot of these things we don't have popped up in front of us. We're going off the cuff right now in these podcast episodes, so don't feel bad that you don't have that.
We literally pull up our phones and go like, "Hey,
Yeah.
let's check what that was."
Yeah, I mean, you got to. I mean, sometimes you got to fact check yourself. You know? I mean,
You don't
everybody
wanna
got to
be-
pull out the Google and be like, hold on, did that shit I say was right?
Yeah, you don't want to be too far off and you just
Exactly,
lie to
exactly.
people like, "Oh shit, bananas
no,
are
yeah.
giving AIDS to people."
We ain't going to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to insult the people's intelligence.
Yeah, you don't want to step on somebody's ego,
It's
At
like
least
ducks.
too hard.
It's like ducks are yellow,
Some ducks are yellow.
Wait, word?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, wait, what the fuck? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen.
I've never seen a yellow because someone said that to me because I draw and shit. So it was like I made my duck yellow, and they're like, "Yo, there's no yellow ducks in real life," and I was just like, "Why do you?" Oh, wait a minute. I think there are yellow ducks, chicks.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Yeah, no, but when they
I
they're
think
babies,
those are called ducklings.
no,
ducklings.
yeah, but then when they get bigger, they get their like white and like green adult.
Hold on,
feathers.
wait, we're getting too far off.
Oh yeah. See, that's what that fine pine will do
Yeah,
to
that's
you.
what that weed does.
Especially
It's all good, though.
especially sativa.
Sativa,
It's the TV.
whoever she is.
She sounds hot.
Oh my god,
I'd smoke her.
we're stoned.
Yeah, a little bit.
But go on about the book. Go on
My
about the
bad.
book.
The book, there was ties to a Amazon review that was connected to an account by her, account that's been held since I do believe 2012. But anyway, the review reads, a comforting read after a personal tragedy. A good friend of mine died recently under very tragic circumstances. Some of us saw it coming for quite a while, but it still took a huge shock when it finally happened. I picked up this book at the advice of a friend and absolutely couldn't put it down. I'd read it walking the dog, getting fast food, or even just lounging around the house. It helped me realize that my friend really believed in something, and that giving your life for the CIA, NSA, FBI, Mossad, or other intelligence agency is truly a higher calling and not something to mourn. A wholehearted recommendation. And this is actually on Amazon. You can read the review for yourself. Just look up the Book of Honor, the secret lives and deaths of CIA operatives.
I got a question.
Yes.
What do you think would be most likely out of the three options? Epstein killed himself. Somebody had Epstein kill himself, like somebody basically killed him, made it look like a suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Or he faked his death, and he's actually out somewhere in the Bahamas or some bullshit like that.
I think he faked his death more so. Because there's no record of an autopsy photo. My bad.
Oh shit, I thought that was my phone.
I thought that was
They
actual
got
wind
that ring?
chimes.
I was like, oh shit.
But I can kind of justify all scenarios if we're gonna break down the whole Epstein thing. If we wanted to look at it like, okay, it was a hit, it's a very sloppy hit. They could have done it in a way that made it
True.
seem more clean.
True.
And that's a very plausible. Now, there's also the second that he's actually not dead. They got a cadaver, someone who looks similar, killed him, did a shitty job trying to fake a death certificate and report. And then the third is we have the ultimate conspiracy where they have to talk to him about it. Like, they turn off the cameras, tell the guards to go take a walk or go sleep somewhere.
Hey, buddy, kick rocks.
They turn off like they walk into his cell and they sit down and it's probably
Some
Hillary
20s
Clinton or
mobsters.
someone and it's like, here's your options. It's either we're gonna kill you now, or you can live as a hermit, as a nobody. You'll be taken care of. You're not gonna live your luxury life anymore. You're not gonna have access to women and people anymore.
Check it out. We hook you up with that John Travolta face
Yeah.
off.
So that's like, we'll give you one slave. You'll get one slave that you can have in your place. Like,
you get one underage girl,
and he's and you know what? He's probably and you have to live underground in our underground bunker society.
Yeah, you can't see the sun.
Like you can't see the sunlight. Like you're banished from the surface. Like, and he's probably like, you know what? Okay, and they had to make it look like it is. Because
do you think they wouldn't just hook him up like, hey, bro, don't trip. We're going to fucking hook you up. We're taking you to Cuba. Don't trip.
But people still know what he looks like, and we have the internet.
Hey, bro,
smartphones.
They're like, hey, bro, don't trip about what you look like. We got a new face for you already ready. Yeah. Actually, like, we're just gonna go ahead and plan it on. You want abs? Yo, bro, we'll give you abs too.
I think we talked about that before. Like, have you ever seen the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Yeah.
Remember the guy and gets the face surgery and he fakes his death?
Yeah.
I can see something like that definitely happening, especially with today's surgery techniques. You could easily get away with the little face swap.
Yeah. They do face swaps these days, and like it takes
Wasn't there a dude like a terrorist in the '80s named Carlos Jackal who did some shit like that?
I wouldn't fucking.
That's some pretty badass shit if you're willing to go through.
Yeah, that sounds like some real
fully
shit.
Face swap.
Blockheads, look that up.
Face
I'm
off.
sure there was a dude in the '80s named Carlos Jackal who did some shit like that.
Carlos,
and they made a couple of movies about it.
That sounds like an evil dude. Jackal.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking the movie is real.
I do that shit sometimes.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, fucking.
I tell people.
Didn't Die Hard really happen?
I feel like certain movies are basically training manuals in how to possibly act in a real life situation.
Bruh,
you know, if I walk into a house and I start hearing ghostly shit and paranormal activity, I'm leaving the house.
I get out,
and it's just like I can't stay here.
I'm definitely not gonna pick up a video camera and be like, "Let's go record this."
First time, because I'm
gonna
say a prayer and just leave. Because that's the one thing they never do in them horror movies is just say a quick prayer and see what happens.
I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. All of Exorcist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
those niggas.
But the Catholics are nasty. That pastor's probably touching little boys or something. How you gonna pray to God when you touching little boys?
For real, it's like the devil's just looking at him like, "Boy, you nastier than me."
I'm just getting out. Fuck that.
That shit's crazy.
I don't fuck with demons no more, man. I can't do that shit.
Wait, you don't fuck with demons anymore?
Yeah.
Like there was a previous time when you did.
That's for another episode, not today.
Everybody trying to get to fame.
Actually, bring up. I guess since we're like on, I just said demons and shit. What is aliens? Well, like, what do you feel, Jason? Like, do you think they're like interdimensional demons, or do you think they actually come from like outer space? What's your whole perspective on the globe or not?
Well, let's get into it, man. My thought is. We live in a vast world, we as humans, we have such a one-track mind. No matter how you want to look at it, you can say, "I'm woke, I'm this, I'm that." You have a one-track mind. Like, we live in a multi-dimensional world where, like you said, they could be interdimensional beings. They could be creatures from another planet. They could be us from the future. We just look different.
Ooh.
Yeah. You ever heard that one? Yeah, you ever heard that one? But real talk, though, man. It's a lot of things out there that we haven't really discovered, and a lot of things that we don't really want to touch because why? Honestly, because why?
Because that shit's scary.
You're right. Yeah, honestly, that's
It shows our uncertainties.
Holding us back?
Now, I think there's two types.
I feel
of
like it's also
that.
what also keeps us held back is our lack of technology. Even though we're pretty fucking technologically advanced. Damn, I've been having a hard time with that word today.
Oh,
we're not quite there yet to actually know it, and until we're actually. Once they're able to break it down, until they're able to break it down like some like God particle shit, I feel like it's not really going to get like
Higgs boson.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Until they're able to break it down like that, I don't feel like there's going to be too much like, oh, this is what it is, because they don't know. Even though, like, do they ever know? That's my kind of, I don't know. That's kind of where I stand with it.
Well, what about CERN? CERN is over there smashing particles together and doing all types of out of world things.
I just watched the movie Cemetery not too long ago. It's basically it was a movie that they talked about in 2015. I was following it, and people were comparing it to the coming of the Antichrist and all that. And it was displayed
Wait,
at film
literally?
festivals. Yeah, because it's a dance opera filmed in CERN. Why the fuck are you filming a dance opera in a Hydra glider? But the thing is though, like the movie,
I don't even know if I would want to be in there.
I think it's maybe about 30 minutes long, and I actually bought it because I've been trying to find it for the longest, and then randomly it just dropped. Like people were coming up with conspiracy theories up the ass about this thing, and everyone's like, we can't find it. It's not been released. No one's seen it. People have only heard reviews. And it just dries up, and it's like, oh, no, let me see, like, if anyone talked about this movie, if there's any reviews about it. And then it was on YouTube to actually purchase. And I was like, okay, I'll buy the movie and check it out.
How much was it?
I think it was like $10.
Nah, it's way too much.
For a 30-minute movie?
I know,
Yeah, that's way too much.
I know. It's an hour long because they give you a 30-minute documentary after it. But it's just like, you're right. At the end of the day, I thought to myself, that's like a price of a movie ticket.
Was it interesting?
Independent,
It had to be interesting.
It was, it was a really good opera as far as like I had to put the subtitles on, and when you're listening to it, it's just like holy fuck! Like it's like they're blending them finding the God particle with the art of music, and like almost like bringing something in on like a spiritual like seance type of level. It's a fucking trip.
Like just listening to you talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
after this we can watch
fuck?
it. It's not even crazy like
Is
that.
the God particle even like that important? I don't think they can do anything with it yet.
Like people at CERN have said,
we just discovered it, and we were just like, oh, so this is where it all lies.
well, a lot of the people that work at CERN are religious, whether it's Christian, Buddhism, Catholic, Muslim, because it's like
they believe they talk to interdimensional
exactly.
elves.
They're touching on things that cross the levels of what's called science and what's known as magic. Like and that's why I think that.
See, the crazy thing with that is like, at what point is shit good and evil? Because you got fucking Aleister Crowley who was talking interdimensional beings too, and people think that he
Tesla.
opened up. Yeah, he opened up a fucking gateway, and that's why we have aliens and shit now.
Now, remember how you talked about the universe earlier and how it's vastness?
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure because you listen to the podcast and
it's huge. It's huge.
You know my stance maybe on this world that we live on. I am one of them flat earther niggas.
Word?
But the only reason why, and I still hold the idea of space travel in the vast universe because that's some shit I loved as a kid. I always wanted to be an astronaut. Like that was a romantic idea of going to space. Yeah, bingo. So I don't want to. I'm still skeptical, but at the same time, like I grew up in a Christian household. That faith makes the most sense out of all the ones that I've read, which is the Quran and the Buddhist texts, or at least some Thai shit. I don't know. I got this book on the Warped Tour. I'll pull it up if I can find it. But in the flat Earth model, it kind of makes sense of the whole firmament dome, how there's a space, but we can't really escape it. It's like once you're in space, like yeah, you're in there, but like who's to say what outer space is? That type of thing. Like how far is outer space?
No limit.
Exactly. So who's to say that that's still not a part of the dome that we're in a vastness? Like,
exactly.
And it makes the idea of like demons and aliens, make sense. One track
line I was talking about earlier, how you get out into space and it's like, how do you know that's the end?
Now,
like, how do you know there's not something else outside of that?
I love comic books, and I enjoy DC and the idea of how you have the Green Lantern Corps and they fight against fear and things like that, and that idea of fighting against fear. There's so many different types of fear, and the biggest fear of the unknown, I think, is terrifying. And then we have a concept of religion, which is something that's a fear that can be grasped, and you can feel like you can beat that fear by following XYZ. Regardless of, which religion you pick, the vast unknown of death, or even the vast unknown of space. Like, what if demons or aliens in space? It's like, okay, whatever. Maybe our superheroes Jesus, or your superheroes Buddha, or it's whatever. It's like that's like how I kind of look at things to kind of justify a lot of fear. But when you don't believe in anything and you just know the vastness of space and there can be anything out there, black holes.
What about collapsing white dwarf star?
That shit, see, like, I honestly, like, the whole idea of the cosmos, that fear is on a whole nother level of just, like, okay, Jesus is coming back to wipe the fucking world away. It's like, all right, like that's cool. But what about if, like, okay, there is no God, there is no afterlife, but there's still comets that are gonna come and beat the shit out of us and just like, didn't you say before we started recording how there's we have a huge asteroid coming in?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I don't know if that's real or not, but there's been like articles flying around about a asteroid coming supposedly around Christmas time. It's like 80 meters, I do believe. That's what the numbers are saying. And they got found by an amateur astronomer.
Sounds like the movie
As
Armageddon.
usual. What, the one with Morgan Freeman?
No, the one with Bruce Willis.
Oh, yeah, Bruce Willis. Not gonna miss a thing. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, for reals, man.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was in that shit.
Yeah, man, that was a dope movie. Dom was talking about the other
think I
day.
shed a tear
High
for that
Levels of
movie.
Corn, but it was just a good, exciting action. Think about it.
I remember as a kid, I thought it was boring.
We had the balls to say we can shoot a rocket up onto an asteroid coming in, landing on the backside, drilling in it,
And then put a bomb in it
and then
blow
nuking it
apart.
on some American shit. Like,
Yo,
what we gonna do to the asteroid?
wait,
we gonna
wait.
nuke it.
But
the drill-
it go completely around us. It split up and go completely around us. You
Yeah,
missed
and
that
that-
part.
yeah.
It's like, so you think it's gonna be a perfect like half, like not like fragments?
That math.
Yeah,
It was the math. NASA did the math, and they saved us.
Yo, and they
He's just a
sent
hater.
they sent people that worked on the oil
But
rig.
you know what? I still
to
love
outer
that movie.
space.
Ben Affleck
Yeah.
was a G.
It was.
They're like, yo, we're
Liv
going to
Tyler
take
was still sexy
we're
in that
going to
movie.
take these Texan oil riggers. And we're just going to launch them up into
the
space.
best oil rig in
Bruh.
the best oil rig.
They really did. They took a bunch of country ass boys from fucking Texas that drill oil.
Yeah, I remember them niggas was
You
like,
could
yeah,
drill
and
a
we don't
hole. You could fly a spaceship.
Oh my god.
want- And them niggas was like, yeah, and we don't want to pay taxes no more.
What?
Yeah.
When they gave them their list of demands, when it was like, yeah, you can do
That was
this
the best
job.
thing though.
It's like, yeah, we don't want to pay taxes no more.
Like ever. They would have came back and be like, "Yeah, we changed the deal."
Y'all gotta pay a little tax.
It's like,
Oh shit.
if that shit was real though, like the public wouldn't have known at all. Like,
Oh yeah.
Nah.
Yo, if one person gets free taxes for the rest of life, everybody's gonna be like, yo, I want free taxes.
No, it's
Why
gonna
did
be
he get free taxes?
because he saved the goddamn planet. Oh.
Did you save the planet? No, you didn't.
like,
you
I-
sat at home and you watched him save the planet. Like,
It's
the
like,
rest
I
of us.
found the cure to AIDS though.
I bought a Tesla.
You didn't save the planet.
Nah, they're like, you found a cure for AIDS. The medical industry gonna be like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. Shut up. No, you didn't.
Who said what?
It's like, no, we've had the cure for AIDS. You stole that shit.
We suing you.
Oh,
Suing
yeah.
you into oblivion.
Yeah, why kill someone when you could just sue the fuck out of them? That's even
For real
worse.
shit though. On the topic of aliens, you know, there's been a lot of just ridiculous things in the sky that can't be explained. Have you heard of the To the Stars Academy with
yes, I have.
Tom DeLonge? And I'm sure you've probably heard his podcast he did with Joe Rogan, right?
The first one?
Oh shit, you did multiple?
No, wait, hold on. Yeah, you're right. I'm thinking of the first one on the topic. Sorry. The one he did with Joe and he embarrassed himself? Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah. So, how did you feel about that then? Because you said he embarrassed himself. I just thought it was more kind of like Joe Rogan, since he's a comedian and he doesn't take it as serious. He just kind of he wasn't able to like defend himself or at least articulate himself to kind of like make fun, but be like, "Yo, I'm serious about this topic," you know?
Yeah. Well, let me backtrack a little bit. Let me explain myself. I've been involved in, I guess you can say, studying UFOs, aliens, life on other planets since I was about 8-9 years old. Yeah, since I was about like 8 or 9 years old. It started me just being obsessed with flying. Like, I don't know why, but I always wanted to fly jets as a kid. I wanted to fly planes. And then that kind of transitioned into me being an astronaut. And then around the time I was around 9 or 10, digital fucking cable came out. And digital cable came out, you got all the History Channel, Discovery Channel, National Geographic. That's when Ancient Aliens, all them weird ass documentaries and shit started coming on late at night. So I started watching stuff like that, and I'm like, I want to be the first one to talk to aliens. I want to be the first nigga out there to be like, yo, what's up? Welcome to Earth. You know, I want to be the first one to shake their hand, be like, this is our species, this is what we're about. Some people about this, some people about that, but don't take it against us, you know? And I guess I never really put it down, never really lost it, never really stopped thinking about it a lot. And I've always been a skeptic. You know, watching them shows, I ain't never been necessarily somebody who's like, oh, little green men. Yeah, I believe it. Nah, I'm a huge, huge fucking skeptic. Like, I'll listen to whatever story you're going to tell me, but I'll have my opinion at the end of the day. But I'm never going to, you know, bash somebody's down. I'm never going to bash somebody down who's had an abduction story. Never going to bash somebody down who's had an experience, an emotional experience. I'm never going to bash anybody down about what they've seen that, to me, seems crazy. But to them, they was like, nah, fuck you. I seen it. This shit is real.
That's why I said earlier, you know, like, I feel like some movies are actually training videos for what not to do in real life. Like, you know what? That person that may be hysterical talking about their abduction story, you know, some people just dismiss it automatically, but I, if anything, believe them 100% with a 1% of skepticism. Because you know what? If that happened to me and I was genuinely trying to tell you, like, yo, bro, like, I was abducted, I can tell you everything. I can draw exactly how they look. Just believe me, and you're just calling me crazy. You're trying to get me committed. Like, I think that's the worst thing ever. And it's like, that can happen to, like, things happen to people all the time. They're so crazy. Like, they can't tell their story because they know no one would believe them. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, sir.
So that's why, like, whenever, like, you're right, like, I won't judge anyone. Like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, we gotta go to action. You know, I'm gonna be like, whoa, let's, you know, calm down. You know, let's talk first. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, dude, you're fucking crazy. Fuck out of here. Like, I'll never be that person on really any conspiracy. I'm always gonna give you that benefit of the doubt, but I'm never 100% in anything. I always got to give it a 1% skepticism because it's like, yo, like,
and you have to.
Except for faith, because, you know, that's different. Like, faith, you got to be 100% in, 2 feet deep or not. But when it comes to, like, this conspiracy shit, like chemtrails, everything, I believe 99% that shit is legit. Like, you can see it. Like, there's video of, like, that shit just, like, in a stable state. Like, but I don't know.
Even when they run tests, there's, like, aluminum and all types of other shit.
They find all kinds of crazy shit in the ground.
Exactly, and supposedly it's all coming from the shit, the fucking crops, the crop dusters. The fuck are those planes called? Crop dusters?
I think so.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah, I can't remember those little picket planes. Whatever the fuck they're dropping out. But, like, I think some of that shit is, like, what I be like. Put it this way: this past summer, the coldest summer we've had in, like, a cool minute. And honestly, I believe part of that is because they do cloud seeding or whatever it's called.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Where it's pretty much they release shit into the sky and
clouds form out of nowhere.
Yeah, and it, like, just because, I mean, think about it. We had rain up until, like, July. And then this summer, like, we didn't start getting hot. We only got hot for, like, a month.
Yeah, that was pretty strange to me. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but
yeah,
especially towards the IE where I live.
Yeah,
it's usually about like 100 fucking June through July.
Exactly.
And August, it'll slowly start to cool down. I think it only got up to 100 for like a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, this shit is fucking strange.
Yeah.
This is real weird.
That shit, yeah. I believe, like, that's what, like, I believe, like, there is. Now, say it's from global warming, a natural climate change, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Say it's from that. I could still believe it, but then I believe that we've been doing things trying to fight climate change, and that's where, like, you get the cloud seeding and all that shit. And I think that's probably more of why it would be happening. Because the government is, like, trying to reverse whatever the fuck is going on.
Whatever we done fucked up.
Yeah, they're yeah. Even though I don't trust the motherfuckers, they live on this rock too, so I think they would definitely try to, like.
What if they're trying to combat for something, and it's all just testing? like they're trying to coat something within the atmosphere to maybe shield from like EMP attacks from above. Like that's always been like a threat of like maybe like the Russian government or something saying like, yo, send over an EMP with an electromagnetic shockwave. But if you have that thin layer in the atmosphere, a little bit of a magnetic, like metallic bits, what if it kind of is like it works as a shield?
Like as a primary defense?
Yeah.
Or a defense?
Honestly, I don't think I fear any soon to be attacks.
The
from,
only other
like,
thing
a
I can
country
think
at
of
least.
is with the connection of 5G and all this technology, they want it to slowly start getting into our DNA and into like our bodies, like where we already have like pieces of metallic like bits in us, so like we're easy to track and trace. It's like adding a new element to our
fucking
system.
nanobots. Ooh,
On some Metal Gear shit?
Oh,
bruh,
nigga.
bruh. I'd be kind of
We
down.
don't, we don't even. We don't even. No.
I'd be down a little bit.
If I've
little
learned
bit.
anything from nanobots is you don't get nanobots. Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid.
I'm not trying to end up a fucking marionette
Yeah.
like the
Metal-
niggas was in the fourth one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 was Akiba. Like he was the only one that didn't. That's why he kept having the
'cause
diarrhea and shit. Like,
shit.
oh man, they killed Metal Gear with Metal Gear Solid 5, and they're gonna do a Metal Gear Solid 6 without Hideo Kojima.
Is Death Stranding Metal Gear?
Metal Gear
Nah.
Solid 5 was okay online.
Oh,
I got stuck on it for a bit. It was alright.
Is that Phantom? Is that Phantom?
I played a
Pain?
lot of Metal Gear Online too.
That's Phantom Pain, right? 5? Or is that
Did
6?
you now?
Yeah,
MGO?
yeah, MGO Online. I was. Wait, did you play on Xbox or
Oh.
PlayStation?
PlayStation.
See, I
3.
played on Xbox. I was up there pretty high on the rankings.
So, well,
Like
I
not
wasn't high on the
really
rankings,
high,
but I was pretty famous.
but I would play with like the top 5 people all the time, like because they played consistently. But I
Are the
became.
charts different between Xbox and PlayStation?
I don't know if it was still backwards compatible back then, but like the people that I used to play with are like I was looking at them on the leaderboards. They were all within the top 10 to top 5, and I was just kind of cool and funny, but I was good. But I didn't play as much as them. Like these motherfuckers were playing all the time. I was like, bro, I can't play video games like that. But I was still good and home because I used to play MGO 2.
Wait, which one was? There was an MGO 2?
Yeah, for PlayStation 3. Remember, it was the one for Metal Gear Solid 4.
That's the one I played. That was
Yeah.
MGO 2?
Yeah, that one had an online variant too.
No, I know that's the one I played.
Yeah, MGO. That's MGO 2. MGO 3 is the one online. I'm talking about MGO online.
No, I know what you're talking about, but I'm just like,
So-
what was MGO 1?
MGO 1 was from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Oh, see, I never played
Snake
Metal Gear
Eater.
Solid 3.
Me too. I played Metal Gear Solid
I would say
3,
that's the
but
best
I didn't
one.
have the online capabilities, so I didn't play that online.
You didn't play PlayStation 2 online?
Nah, I didn't have a lot of PlayStation 2. I played Xbox Online.
That was a shit. PlayStation 2 online was a shit. It was
bet.
short-lived. Super short-lived.
See,
Damn, it was a
because
shit.
back then, like
Shit,
I
I
played
remember having
Xbox
a
Live, so
Spocom.
I was
Navy
So-
SEAL.
yeah.
Oh, so
See,
SOCOM,
I didn't play.
SOCOM.
See,
Ooh,
yeah,
That was a shit.
That was the first time I got
played
called a
SOCOM.
nigger.
I didn't play it online though. Like I was playing Halo 2 and shit. I was on the Xbox.
Hey,
gang,
to this day, I still have all the SOCOMs.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
got 1, 2, 3, and Combined Assault
Jesus.
on PS2.
No, yeah, I remember 1 and 2. 2 was the shit.
Two, yeah.
There's
because
rumors that
2
they
two
might
was
be going
PS2,
into
right?
development with another one.
Online. Oh, word.
Yeah, they might bring it back, and I'm ready for a good third-person tactical
Do
shooter.
y'all remember the online only one that came out for PS3?
Yeah.
That was dope.
My
That
neighbor,
was dope.
my neighbor Matt had that game,
That was dope.
and the fucked up thing is it's online only, so you can't play it anymore.
No,
Now
it's a
servers are
coaster
down.
now. Yeah, it's
Just-
a coaster.
You just if you're a fan and you want to have as a collectible, you can have the little
Yeah.
case display. That's it. But the disc is trash.
Oh man, that game was crazy online. That game
Yeah.
was man. You want to talk about hectic? Them rooms will fucking make you want to break a controller.
Did you ever play like Delta Force or
Black
PC
Hawk
game? Yeah, like or
Oh
hold
hell
on.
yeah!
Yeah, it was
I
on.
played that on PS2.
That was on PS2 also. I remember having it on PC back in the day. I remember having it on PC and playing it. That shit was fucking crazy.
PS2
Everybody
dope.
was hacking.
I made a
though.
lot of friends on that game. On, Black Hawk Down on
Shit.
PS2. Yeah, niggas I still talk to.
Man.
Shout out my nigga Danny.
I feel. See,
that's
cool.
a long ass time
'Cause
too.
If I went on my Xbox
time.
list right now, I can see a list of gang of people that's like last on like fucking 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And it's just like, man, I remember back in the Halo 3 days, Halo ODST, just like all the Gears of War 2, Gears of War 1, like, man, niggas ain't on like that anymore.
Y'all wanna know
Playing
something funny
Madden
about
12.
Halo?
What?
The first time I played Halo, I got my ass beat. Like, bad. To the point where I was like, fuck this game. I never played Halo since then.
Dog, I remember
Halo was like...
That was like the first Halo.
I remember because all my homies back when we were like in elementary school and shit, they all got PlayStations. And then I saw the Xbox. My dad was like, you should get that. It's different. And I was like, you know what?
Xbox?
Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to get an Xbox. And then basically me and my sister, I convinced my sister to get that shit too. And that was our Christmas gift for the year. And got Munchies Odyssey and like NFL Fever. And then for my birthday or like some shit, I got Halo. And I was like, holy fuck. And that shit changed my world. After that, all the homies were coming over to my house after school to run the sticks on some Halo. And then, like, they ended up getting... Hell yeah. And then, their parents were one of those people, they would just fucking buy them any console that they wanted. So they all ended up getting fucking Xboxes. I'm like, ain't this a bitch? Like, I'm still...
I remember coming here and then we'll just, like, smoke weed and then, like, play Halo and we'll, like, turn the movement speed up.
Oh, but
and we'll just go with all sorts.
It was crazy. You make custom games. Yeah, honestly. We would... See, back in the day, we used to have dumb, crazy sessions at the pad. Just like mad people over and just smoking mad amounts of weed, playing video games. And that shit would get intense. Motherfuckers would be getting heated, like cheesing and spamming, doing the whole like hitting them with the gravity hammer and meleeing or hitting with the gravity hammer using a sticky real quick. Hell yeah. LAN parties. That was back before they made you buy a console and a fucking TV for every nigga in the room. Like,
bro, I miss.
Yeah, I know what me and my homies used to do. It's gonna sound fucking weird, but it was fun. We used to play Sega, some Street Fighter 2, but we would put that shit on a hyper. But then you get vapor rub and you put that shit under your eyes.
Oh my god,
yeah, nigga!
That actually sounds pretty dope. As a kid, that's some shit. That's some crazy shit.
Eyes, and you gotta play like that.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Hey, yo, shit, we could do that now.
We can run that now, shit.
Hey, I still got the Sega.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I still got the Sega.
it's like you could do that with any time. Like, that's some good drunk beer game.
I feel like that's not
That
good
was
for your
fun.
retinas.
Spice up.
It wasn't, but teenagers.
No, I don't think just a little bit.
Good
Like,
That shit grows back. It's
it'll be good. Just a little Vicks Vapo rub.
I need glasses
fuck.
anyway.
You be alright. Walking
So,
off.
Rub some,
Do you
rub some
think-
tussin on it, boy.
what if video games are actually documentaries of alien species?
That'd
I
be
mean,
fucked up because
Super
every
Mario-
video game I can think of with aliens is just scary as shit.
Exactly.
Super
It's
Mar-
just letting you know that these are the aliens that are out there.
Like
Super
Dead
Be
Space,
afraid.
I ain't never played that game.
Super-
But the
Holy
videos
fuck.
I done seen, nah, I'm good.
Super
I'm real
Mario's
good.
from outer space.
If Dead Space was a real thing, no.
Yo,
You gotta get your cardio up. If Dead Space was a real thing, you gotta
Oh
get your
my
cardio up.
god!
No,
But it's
dog,
like
I'd
like
be too
Dead
scared
Space
of
is
that.
like the football of video games because you get CTE from it. Like the marker scars your brain to where you eventually go crazy and want to kill yourself.
See, I ain't
You know, I never
It's
finished
already
that game.
fucked up.
I never finished that game. I was like, nope, this is too much for me.
You didn't finish. All right, so I gave him Dead Space to try to finish. He didn't finish that shit, and I gave him Dark Souls to try to finish. He didn't
Dark
finish
Souls,
that
I
shit.
didn't really like Dark Souls.
It's too hard for you. Just admit it.
No,
Yeah, I
Dark
know
Souls.
is a crazy
Dark Souls
hard
3 is
game.
pretty dope.
It's really fun though.
I'll give you that. Dark Souls 3 is pretty dope.
I done kind of fell off with video games, man. I'm actually waiting on PS5. I'm going all in on PS5.
Bruh, you want to know the truth?
What?
Get a PC.
Yeah,
Get
I'm a console head though.
Dog, you can play with the controller.
It depends. Like, I still want to get a PS4 because I want to play Death Stranding. But
I want
when
that
it comes down to
Spider-Man.
it, like
That's the one with Hideo Kojima and then like Norman Reedus is
Yeah.
starring in it. And
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yeah. That game does look dope.
I kind of don't want to know what it's about, but I do want to know what it's about.
just me too. Like, I haven't watched any reviews, any before you buys, nothing like that. Like, I'm just gonna buy the game and play it. I don't want to see
Right.
it because that's how I've done it with all Metal Gears. I've never looked into the. I just want to play the game. That's all it is because I love his stories. I'm in it for the story almost more than the gameplay.
Yeah, like the thing about Hideo
fuck with
Kojima
that.
is when he put his all into the story, like the first Metal Gear Solid, that damn game, super classic. Even to this day, like if they did a remake of that game,
If they just
niggas would
remastered
still
it.
be like, "What the fuck?" Like just the conspiracy shit alone on that game.
If they did to the first Metal Gear Solid, like what they did
And we're talking
to
about the
Resident
PlayStation
Evil,
one, right?
yeah.
All right.
But if they did to that game, like what they did to Resident Evil 2, this most recent one, that should be dope.
I
With
heard
like
that was
with the
good, but I
Fox
haven't played
engine.
Is it on PS3?
What do you mean?
Resident Evil make?
Yeah, Resident Evil.
PC.
Yeah, because I still got PS3. I didn't get a PS4.
Honestly, like I just get a PC because I had got my Xbox when it went on discount, and then they ended up coming out with the new ones, and I was like, you know what, fuck y'all. Saved up, got a PC, and I haven't really even bought a game for my console. The only big game that I've gotten for my console, technically, I got Forza, but that's because I can play it on my PC, and I got Sea of Thieves. You can pay it on your PC, and then it goes to your console automatically.
Yo, that game trash.
And since I got Xbox Live
Forza?
still,
I see it.
yeah,
Oh.
it's good now. It's good now.
Is it?
Yeah, you should give it another try.
Okay.
I'm down to play it. But then on my console, since I have Xbox Gold, you get 4 free games a month. So I just download them shits for free. But you're right though. When it comes to video games, I'm really not on it. But PC's where it's at. $5 video games, $10 video games.
Yo,
You can buy illegal or whatever you want to call illegal game codes for shit for cheap as
you
fuck.
know what's crazy?
Get Call of Duty brand new for like $30.
You know what's crazy? Think about the evolution of Grand Theft Auto games.
Holy fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Think about 1 and 2.
It was like a top-scrolling game at first, wasn't it? And then you get down to Grand Theft Auto 3. And
Oh
it's just
my
open
God.
world fucked upness.
I want to know how they got through 1 and 2.
If they could just remake those games in the new engine, that'd be awesome. I would pay full price to play.
Well, they're gonna do a 6, right?
to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if they, I
redo
know it'd be expensive, but I feel like it wouldn't be as difficult to do because if you just took all the stuff from that engine that we have now and just remade Vice City, remade Grand Theft Auto 3, and remastered them, I'd pay $60 just to play those again. I'd have no problem. The story was dope. The missions were still cool. Like, you had more freedom in Grand Theft Auto 3 than you did in any other game.
I feel you. As far as like the missions go, you were able to do it however you wanted.
Hell yeah. Like, you
I
could
mean,
steal a car, put a bomb in it, because you knew you were going to have to go chase him down in that car, and then he would get in the car and he would blow up because you put the bomb in it earlier and just, like, cheat the mission. Like, it was a real good sandbox.
I remember when they came out with the re-release 3-pack, it was Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. I bought that shit anyway.
What?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, we'll chop that. Maybe we will.
Okay.
But yeah, when they came out with the Grand Theft Auto 3-pack, it was Grand Theft Auto 3, San Andreas, and Vice City. I had all 3 of the games anyway, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy this shit anyway, just because it was a solid 3-pack. You know?
I bought that shit.
Yeah.
And it was on PS2, and that's how far that was back.
Yeah, that shit. Those are the shits.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, Grand Theft Auto in itself changed the game
Gaming.
when it comes
Rockstar.
to
I think it was
this.
Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar. When it comes to the sandbox element and what you can do with creating an intense storyline, but still giving you the freedom to play a game without playing their game.
Yeah, I think it was more that open world platform that they expanded on, and you could do multiple things. I mean, like, remember Vice City? You you can go to the club, you can pick up a prostitute, you can get multiple cars, you can do activities around the city. There was multiple missions. That was mind blowing at the time. You know?
A game never gave you so much.
Yeah, it never gave you so much freedom. much freedom within the game.
Up until PS2, I would say every game was like on train tracks. It's on rails. Like it was very direct in how you had to handle every game.
Yeah, it was basically just you got a mission, you got to do it, stay on track.
Maybe
that or it was like a hub world. Maybe where you'd have to like jump into portals like a Crash Bandicoot type of world.
I think
Spyro,
like maybe Sonic,
which I still want to play the Spyro remaster.
What was that?
That shit's fucking
Sonic Dreamcast. What was that one called? With Shadow.
Oh, I have no idea.
I forgot what the first time they introduced Shadow. I think that was on Dreamcast, but that was like on another
Sonic World.
Was that what it was called?
Sonic World sound familiar.
I don't remember.
I'm
what
not
it was
gonna lie,
called.
I didn't have a Dreamcast.
Me neither. I just remember
I
that game because I really liked.
I went from Nintendo to Xbox eventually.
Because there's that game. There's also Super Mario World. That
Saved
was
up,
one.
got a fucking Xbox 360, and then eventually got an Xbox One, then PC.
I wish I had a PS4 also. I like games, man.
My
There's a lot of good
my
games out
Xbox
there.
360 recently took a shit, and I'm like sad because I got to get a new one.
But ain't that really typical though of Xbox 360s? When they known for that?
Yeah.
Well, this one,
they
yeah,
were.
honestly, it was
Fuck
about
yeah, they
time,
were.
but I'm still going to try to get another one because I'm just going to swap hard drives. That shit has a lot of games on it, and still got multiple remotes. I want to play older Maddens that actually have good fucking game physics and rosters, and, you know, I'll update that shit and mod it, and yeah, fuck that. Sorry, that's my rant. Fuck Madden. You EA sons of bitches.
EA is a bunch of.
They don't deserve our money.
Madden's been on the downhill.
Hey
Hell yeah.
yo! While we're on that, fuck Bethesda. Fuck you guys in Fallout 76.
Fuck Blizzard.
Yeah, fuck Blizzard.
Yeah, that was some cold shit that they did.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're aware about that situation?
Yeah, that kid that he talked some shit. Well, he didn't talk shit, but he expressed his views on the whole Chinese writers and stuff like that. And Blizzard was like, nigga.
What's
it's
your
not gonna
opinion?
happen."
Let's see if your opinion gets us banned.
Nigga, I still need to leave here. I don't have to check my brakes when I have to leave. Nah, but
We got
I think it's
operatives
fucked
everywhere.
up. We'll get you anywhere.
The Chinese work fast.
Sneaky, sir. Sneaky. Nah, but it's fucked up. You know, China shouldn't have so much of a fucking hold on people, especially with the NBA, man. That's just trash. They got all of them motherfuckers basically by their nuts saying, you better not say shit about China or I swear to God I'm gonna rip them off. And you don't want us to take all this money.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's sad that you gotta chase the money because of that huge market in China, but I mean, I guess it is what it
Jordans
is.
are made in fucking China.
Yeah.
Ew.
Nah, Thailand or the Philippines.
Nah, Jordans are made in Thailand.
Yeah, right. So
Yo, iPhones are made in China.
Trust me, I mean, I think about that too. It's like, man, y'all niggas better not start saying something about some Jordans being boycotted or Nike, because
I'm gonna have a tough time
yeah.
saying no.
it's like, I mean, niggas gotta work, right?
I mean, my feet gotta stay bathed, you know.
Fucking drip down J's every day.
Shit, I wear work boots more than I wear fucking J's. To be honest with you.
So with the alien conspiracies, back to that.
Yeah, back
Now-
to
Yeah, we got
back to
away
the
from
topic
that
at
shit.
hand.
How come it seems like America is the only country that really tries to be the forefront of exposing this? Like, you really don't see as much things coming out. It's at least like when I try to search in other like Googles, you know, you
I
go
definitely
like,
call bullshit.
you can go to Google Germany, other languages, and you can try to look for UFO stuff, and it's not as common.
What about Russia?
Usually
As it be-
It
Russians have-
usually goes back to a lot of American-based articles. Like, there's not too many foreign articles.
It's because I feel like we have a lot of the information and we're being so secretive about it. America likes to have their nose in everybody's business. We like to have our nose in every other country.
That is true.
We like to have our eyes in every other country. We like to have our eyes in every little business that there is on this planet. To think that the United States government is holding back the information is pretty
Bless you.
elementary at this point, you know?
Thank you.
I mean, we're built around secrecy.
Yes. Yo, what's that president's name?
Did you guys ever watch National
Hold
Treasure?
Hold on.
With,
What's that president's name?
Nicolas
Theodore
Cage?
Roosevelt?
You mean the documentary? I'm just playing.
Oh shit.
Huh?
No. Oh yo.
What the fuck?
What?
What'd you say?
I said, what was that president's name? Theodore Roosevelt. He was talking about how there is secret societies in play trying to take over the American way of life.
That was Eisenhower. That was Dwight Eisenhower, I think.
That's why we're missing $10 trillion from the budget.
That could have definitely been Eisenhower. I don't quote me on this shit. I just know a roundabout.
I think it was Eisenhower. I'm probably wrong too.
I'm just roundabout who. There's a president that said this shit.
Yeah. Research.
Well, just going back to like the whole like this is a country that.
Wait a minute, no, nigga,
shrouded in secrecy,
bruh.
What?
That was JFK.
Was
before
that
they killed his ass.
No, there's multiple presidents.
But they killed one.
No, they killed a couple. They killed a couple. Not all of them. A couple.
Oh, it was.
They didn't kill.
Well,
they killed only one in a goddamn parade on fucking Main Street in Texas.
They got Lincoln also, nigga.
What did he say? He was like the very word.
Oh yeah, you're right. I completely forgot about Lincoln. I'm sorry. You're right.
MLK could have been our first black president. They got him before that shit happened.
Martin Luther King.
Do you think he could have become president like back then? If they didn't assassinate MLK, do you think he would have been like?
No, there's no way J. Edgar Hoover would have allowed that to happen. There's no way in hell J. Edgar Hoover would have allowed that to happen.
No, I think they would have slandered his name with all that stuff. You know, have you ever heard that letter that they sent him telling him to commit him?
Oh, yeah.
The CIA sent him a letter telling him to commit suicide and shit, like because he was a Jew. Hey, you know what?
He was on the most dangerous list.
But you know what? Even if that is true, even if he was fucking around with hookers and all that shit and was fucking around partying and shit,
yeah, I bet MLK
his
was
message
fucking.
and movement was bigger than him as a man at that point.
Nah,
it was
real
like,
shit.
It doesn't matter. He's not supposed to be perfect.
Real shit.
The message was still fire.
Real shit. I can look and listen to MLK. He was fucking bitches. That nigga was piping bitches down.
If you
everybody
really
wanted some of that.
Yeah, honestly, women really loved him. Women really fucking loved his ass.
He was powerful as fuck.
You know, the civil rights movement is also something I've been interested in since I was a kid too. I went to the Lorraine Hotel when I was about like 6 years old. No, I wasn't 6. I was maybe 7 or 8, and that's the place where he died. I've been to the place where he died, where he preached, and where he was born.
Shit,
that's what's up.
Yeah, man, I love MLK, bro. Like, his message that he spoke to the people, he didn't really become a threat until he started talking about the economic struggles of every man. It wasn't necessarily the race issue that the government had a problem with.
Shit.
It was the economic struggle of every man. When he started saying that, hey, you poor and you white, I'm poor, I'm black, we got the same problems. What the fuck is the problem here? We can come together and talk about this, and we need to come together as a people. And I'm getting tongue-tied right now. We got to come together as a people and move forward. You know?
That is a thing about the government, though. They do not like when we unite harmoniously.
Separation.
They keep racism in play. They keep us. They want us to. They don't make segregation. They let us segregate ourselves.
If you don't think the CIA operates on United States soil, log on to your social media and look at anything on there that tries to separate us for any tiny reason. Any tiny reason.
And then it all gets blamed on freedom of speech.
So, in the current civil rights movement that's going on in modern day, how do you feel about how current activism is being portrayed in the media?
It's horrible. I'm going to just say, you got fucking clowns like Antifa out there standing in the middle of the street, stopping motherfuckers from going to work, saying that they're standing for this, standing for that. You ain't standing for shit.
They're
You're
terrorists.
really not. Yeah, you're fucking trash. You want to do something? Go out to City Hall. Go fucking stand out there. Go piss them niggas off. You want to do something? Go to a government building where the fucking governor's at. Go to where the mayor's at. Go piss them off. Don't stand your ass in the middle of the street stopping people from going to work. Don't stand out there with your dumbass signs screaming at people just because they have an opposed opinion of you. Opposed opinion that you have. You're a clown. Bunch of clowns without a circus. That's what they really are.
Yeah.
The civil rights movement, now, it's not even a movement. It's this side versus this side, this side versus this side. You know, you have people who are out there literally fighting for their rights to be recognized as simple human beings. Gay people, trans people, whatever you want to call it. You know, me personally, whatever you want to do in the bedroom, that's your own fucking business. I don't care. You are a human being. I can care who you want to do, what you want to do at the end of the day. You know, the fact that in certain places you can't get married, certain places you don't get recognized for this and that, you don't need a fucking special bathroom. Fuck you. Go to the bathroom that you need to go to the bathroom to. Mm-hmm. You know, people are so worried about an image. You know, how are other people going to look and how are this and that. It's like, you want to be trans, go right on ahead. You use whatever bathroom you feel you have to, you know? Mm-hmm. Stop. Everybody feels like they have to be special. Like everybody needs, look at me, look at me, look at me. Nah, there's too many motherfuckers in this country to be like, look at me, look at me, look at me.
Isn't that weird that there's even like
together, not separate. That's it. Together, not separate.
United.
Yeah, there you go. United.
Isn't it kind of weird, this whole big bath or restroom debacle that's going on where like people are freaking out, who uses whose restroom? Should it even be a fucking issue?
It's not really an issue anymore now, you know.
Oh, it is definitely a fucking issue. And like, I just look
Y'all
at
across it.
Oh, I think I have a solution. It's not the best thing, but I think they need to start putting cameras in directly in front of the bathroom so you can see everyone who walks in, because that's what people are more worried about. A lot of people are just worried about their young daughters going into a bathroom and seeing like an old creepy guy who's just putting a wig on, staring at them in the bathroom or trying to look at them use it or something like. Because remember, it's only really talking about when it comes to women. No one's really worried about a young girl going inside a dude's bathroom. But even then, like, you're like, I don't want to do that. But then again, if she's gonna do that, her dad's gonna be there, and it's not gonna, you know, like it's a flip of the dynamics. You know, it's like when you went to the bathroom with your dad at the ball game as a kid or something. It was like, okay, for sure. But you know, it's that weird dichotomy.
Doc, put it this way. I was just in San Fran not long ago.
San Francisco?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
I was up in this club, and then, I was in the restroom for the guys, and then out of nowhere, like, just a group of girls walked in, and they were like, "Yeah, this line's moving a lot faster," and we're just like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And that's all it was. They just walked in there, and they just waited to use the restroom, and that was it.
I mean,
No
I feel
fucking
like
biggie.
the opposite of that. I'd be like, nah, y'all need to get the fuck up out of here. Because if I just walked up in y'all bathroom, I think I would leave out of this bitch in cuffs.
See, if it's a single stall, like if it's like you're just going into a single bathroom, like I don't give a fuck. But when it's like a group thing, nah, like that's still, you can be considered like a creeper or something at that point. Like, I'm not just gonna go up and use a woman's bathroom. Like, that's weird.
I do it only if like I'm at a place where I know, like if I'm at work and like I know there's
I'll go
no
outside
chicks
And
there.
because you know
then
what
I'm
it
like,
is
all right,
also
I'm using
too.
that shit.
I ain't trying to go up in a female's bathroom and shit and just hear a bunch of girls cut ass and shit. I ain't trying to hear a bunch of chicks fart and shit and all the same girls that I'm thinking are probably about to be looking bad. I don't want to see like some girl just ripping ass and then come out of a stall real
And then the
quick and
worst
then be like,
part
"Oh,
is
that
the
was
worst
you
part.
in there."
The worst part is
You should
know they
probably
ain't
go to a
gonna say,
doctor.
"Excuse me." They gonna fart and be like, "Oh shit."
Honestly,
That's what
honestly,
we're
I think that's better for everyone's self-esteem. If we all got to hear each other's shit, there'd probably be a lot less ego going.
We can get off our
around.
fucking high horses.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, shit, that person makes a pretty bad dump. They're not all that great.
Nah, I like to keep the illusion as long as possible.
Nah.
You know, Lisa's not that fine when she realized how much her shit stinks.
Exactly.
I don't think I'd eat that ass.
See,
I don't eat ass.
there you go.
I'm just saying, you a different type of nigga, too.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, I don't know, bro.
Eat him if you
Again,
got him, dog.
he's a little half and half, you know.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean, nigga?
You interpret it exactly how you want to
Hold
interpret
on,
that,
what the
nigga.
fuck? Sounds like you're getting a little racist up in here. I'm
little
about
Yeah,
to-
you said that, not I.
That's how you're coming off. Like, I don't see how race has anything to do with this shit.
I
nigga.
mean, if I said on the other end, we look like a pretty nice skin color chart.
Yeah, you're right.
How do you like your coffee? From Tim to Amos.
Oh, shit. That was good. That was good.
I do like my
Um,
coffee like I like my men.
But one thing I want to say is, you know how I was saying how we have a one-track mind, and pertaining with UFOs and aliens and stuff. No matter how you can study this shit, you can read all the books. I done fucking read them. You can watch all the documentaries. You can read all the articles. You can listen to all the so-called ufologists out there, all the physicists, everybody out there. At the end of the day, you're not going to know shit. You're not going to know shit. Because you don't know what's out there. We can sit here and theorize and talk about what's out there and what could possibly be out there. But at the end of the day, we don't know shit. That's why I don't judge anybody when they talk about their abduction experiences or somebody who's seen some crazy shit.
Now, I was going to ask you.
I like to believe it all. I mean, I definitely keep that.
Like my nigga Mulder said, I want to believe.
Definitely keep my cape up, I would say. I'll keep my cape up for any bullshit, but I generally give everything a decent ear.
Yeah.
And then
listen to it. The worst you can do is call it bullshit at the end of the day, but listen to it.
Process it through my shit, see how it fits into my world. And then, do you know what's crazy is when I hear something, and then, like, for some reason, after that moment, I hear it brought up again and again and again. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? It's like everybody starts hearing it.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about some synchronicities? I don't know if I said
exactly.
that word
Synchronicities.
right.
Yeah. Synchronicity.
What's that author's name who wrote the book, The Mothman Prophecies? He talks about that a lot. John Keel? John Keel? Am I saying that?
I'll say yes because I don't know the name of that.
I'm not
author.
too sure.
No? Y'all don't know about that?
I know I've seen the movie The Mothman
Yeah.
Prophecies.
Oh,
but I
bro,
don't
that is
know.
a whole different side of
Okay, so if the
ultra-terrestrials.
if the
he's
book
talking
is
about fairies. Yeah, man. That's some crazy... Well, I don't want to say crazy, but that's some wild shit. That is some wild
I
shit.
am gonna go back and revisit that because I remember that was a kid when I was a kid when that movie came out.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know what I was watching and I was still like trying to like I was scared back then. So I'm trying not to
the movie with
look.
Richard Gere was more about the God, what's that town? Pleasantown, whatever the fuck it's called. It was more about that incident with the
with the Mothman.
the TNT factory and how Mothman was seen, and then that bridge collapsed. Y'all remember that? I remember the part in the movie he was like, "What do I have in my hand?" He's talking to him. He's like, "Chapstick."
You know what's weird?
Fuck?
I don't remember that shit.
I've actually never seen that movie, but it was based.
I gotta rewatch
it was,
that.
It was a town. It was a
that.
town in Virginia or West Virginia.
I used to do
right?
some bitch shit where I was like,
I think it was like Pleasantville or something like that.
Sometimes when I was a kid, I would like plug my ears and close my eyes if I thought some shit was about to come up. I was a little
what's
bitch.
weird?
I'm
Like,
not gonna
as
lie.
far
So
as
that shit was
like
probably scared the fuck out of me.
stories and conspiracy theories go and shit. There's a lot of shit that I hear about West Virginia, as far as like UFO sightings, monster sightings, MK Ultra experiments and shit. A lot of it seems to happen in
Pass me the water.
I was like, no way he wants.
I don't
one
know
of those
how
empty
you got
beers.
knife out of that.
Yeah.
At first, I thought
jiggling my hand.
I thought you were doing this to open a beer.
The video back.
And then, like, I kind of looked and I was like, oh wait, all these are like pop top cans, not like. And then I was like, so wait, what do you want? Yeah, okay, yeah, that
Little bit of agua.
Take a couple of puffs out of the bubbler.
Yeah, but fucking a lot of shit happens in Virginia, West Virginia area. Like that seems like
Speaking of
high energy level area, I guess.
Yeah, speaking of, one of the books that I have here is the UFO Sightings Death Reference, the United States of America, 2001 to 2015. It's a book by Cheryl Costa. Pretty, I guess, well-known name in the ufology community. My bad. She's been around for a cool minute. She's author of quite a few books, but this one she compiled all the MUFON data from 2001 to 2015. And basically what it is a breakdown of everything seen from lights, discs, cylinders, fireballs, flashes, and it goes state by state, and then it breaks it down to counties, breaks it down to populations, sightings, sightings per capita to each state. So if you into UFOs and, just studying this shit and looking up the numbers and cross-referencing with, different cases that you hear about, it's a nice little, I think it was like $30 on Amazon.
So what's your opinion on the actual media report of UFOs as well as the media as far as movies and entertainment side? Because at one point you can have a documentary that can completely make you feel like these unidentified aerials or unidentified phenomenon, whatever, fuck.
Yeah.
Good weed. We know that like something can make it seem like it's like the most factual thing ever, and then something can make it seem like it's completely ridiculous idea, and that everything we're seeing can be explained and all this and that and the third. So what's your opinion when it comes down to like these types of events, like on the media as far as entertainment,
How they're being
as well
portrayed
as,
lately?
yeah.
I'm glad when I hear about some shit on the fucking news, I don't hear the X-Files theme no more. I'm glad when they talk about shit, they have a little bit more seriousness to their voice. As much as, this shit is, it's cool to think about, it's cool to talk about. The evidence is astounding about how vast this shit is. You got shit that's happening to people that they can't explain. People waking up with devices in them. People waking up with scars. People waking up and not knowing how they got into places. People seeing shit in the sky that affects them throughout their entire lives. People having encounters with strange shit. As much as it's crazy and it is to think about, I'm glad it's being taken a little bit more seriously. Or not necessarily more seriously, but taken with a heavier tone.
Mm-hmm.
Taken a little bit more with a heavier tone versus the today on KTLA 5, strange light seen over downtown LA. Like, come on, man.
So are you familiar with the Arizona Lights?
The Phoenix Lights?
Yeah, the Phoenix Lights, yeah.
I remember that. I actually remember that shit.
So what do you believe happened through that experience?
Probably some fucking government hush-hush experiment.
So you don't think that it was potentially an aerial craft?
Nah. I told you, man, I'm a skeptic, dude. Like, I'll
Okay. That is true. That is, yeah. I'm not trying to twist your arm. At the end of the day, I like to believe that it is. But you're right. It very well could have been some type of aerial, experiment done by our government.
Kurt Russell was the first one to report that. He was actually the pilot that saw that and reported it to the FFA or the FAA.
Shit.
I did not know that.
He was flying a small plane.
I did not know that.
He was flying a small plane, I think, over the...
Fuck out of here,
I want to say it was
Russell.
the White Mountains or something like that. The little mountain range that was over there. Yeah, you called it in and was like, yeah, I got a couple of strange lights, flipping his hair and shit. I got a couple of strange lights over here.
Does that make it less believable when you hear that it's Kurt Russell that did it?
I think it was more
I think it does because it is Kurt Russell.
I think it was more believable to me.
It makes sense though, right?
But you know what?
It makes sense.
What if
Kurt Russell?
That's
to be
Tom
flying.
DeLonge's whole thing. They're using celebrities and people to come out to the public and make it seem more, susceptible for fucking disclosure.
Since
So
we keep
you're
talking about
saying
Tom? So I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. Did I fuck that up?
No, I got it. It's still there. You're saying that Tom DeLonge, Kurt Russell, shit. So you're saying, fuck. Okay,
Dan Aykroyd?
Dan Aykroyd, yeah. All
You
those
heard that
names.
Joe Rogan interview?
Yeah. He made me really want Crystal Head vodka. Them shit, they filter that shit with diamonds, son.
Yeah, he's a good salesman. I'll give him that.
Great
Crystal Head
salesman.
vodka.
Yeah. Great, try it. It's the most purest, cleanest shit.
Yes, I'll tell you that story over another shot of Crystal Head vodka. Only the purest vodka in the world. Okay. Damn, man.
Is he fucking late
Getting
that
my
night?
penis soaked.
But he talks about UFOs with such a conviction that it's hard to dismiss it, and it's one of those things where you have to be a real son of a bitch or just a real cocky motherfucker to outright dismiss aliens, or not even aliens, the idea of UFOs.
Here's a
unidentified
fucking
flying
Ghostbuster,
objects. That's what it was.
I was a Ghostbuster. I know what I'm talking about.
But I mean, we can't explain shit that we see in the sky, and if no one's claiming it, how can you be mad? The fuck? Oh, wood stick?
Definitely some sort of unidentified activity, obviously.
You can go ahead and take these.
Oh, you don't use
I really don't use them too much. Sometimes I'll wrap it up on a lighter.
Yeah.
But
I used to do that a lot, but then I started losing the lighters, and then I was pissed at all the work that I did.
It's the number one stolen item in the world.
That shit makes me want to fight a nigga.
The lighter, bro?
Oh no, the lighter. I've had the lighter, bro, since 2014, but the lighter, bro, is in the truck.
I must commit seppuku.
Oh yeah.
That was the kush.
You got me too.
Oh shit.
Pass it on down. Pass it
Ladies
on down.
and gentlemen, that is the kush.
Smoke the fucking mic.
But since we want to talk about TTSA, well, not necessarily TTSA, but if we want to
wait, what's TTSA?
get into Tom DeLonge and all his tomfoolery.
Yeah. Can someone explain more of this Tom DeLonge?
All right. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm a little familiar with
Big old young to be bust nuts up to speed. Pause.
Let's go ahead and start at the beginning, because I got a whole little timeline of what I like to call disinformation of continuous bullshit that's just been flying out.
So wait, are we going to go into more about how like celebrities are the bullshitters about this topic, or how there is some trustworthy ones to listen to on the topic of
the UFO
extraterrestrials
community and stuff like that? Yeah, I can definitely do that. I mean, we can talk about the different characters, I guess, if you want to call them, the different people in the UFO, I guess, community.
Okay.
Who I think are kind of whack, man. To be honest with you, like, I don't like people who put stuff behind a Patreon wall. Like, you say you want to get this information out and stuff like that. Why do you have to put it behind a paywall?
Because, the rule of business 101 is if
you got to get paid.
You're good at something, don't do it for free. And, that's how all these get rich scheme like videos are like $100 to take my class. You can find out the ultimate answer to success, and the answer is just work hard and believe in yourself, nigga. Do the job.
Make a seminar like this.
Get out there and fry them fries, Leroy.
Yeah, bingo. But I feel you. If this something as crucial as motherfucking aliens, or
well, not necessarily the topic of aliens. Just if you're gonna sit here and say, I've done the research and this and that, or not necessarily I've done the research. Hold on, let me try to word this more.
Is the future of our well-being?
No, I think he did say that though in his interview with Joe. He always would say, "I've done the research," but he would never dive into the research.
Exactly. It's like I've done the research. I've done this and that. I have my insiders. I have this and that. And then you put your stuff on a Patreon wall, but then you listen to this stuff, and it's like, I'm not getting anything special here, man. Like, you're not telling me anything special that I couldn't have found out myself.
I feel that.
And it honestly, it's a lot of people doing it. It's a lot of people doing it. They all buy my book with this information in it. Buy my book. You know how many books I done bought and been disappointed within the first 30 to 40 pages? Because I'm just like, bro, this is regurgitated bullshit.
From shit that you've already fucking read.
Exactly.
Seen,
and I understand I've been doing this a while. I done watched the documentaries. I done read the articles and stuff like that. But it's like, it's simple base level shit.
And they're doing it for the money grab. They're doing it for the people that enjoy reading more than watching these other forms of media and stuff. And it's like, nah, like, what are you doing?
And now with this whole, with Tom DeLonge and TTSA and the ATIP program and Luis Elizondo and everybody jumping behind it, it makes me really shy away from it. Especially, like I said, with the whole timeline of different disinformation that they've been coming out with. Even since day one, with the article that came out in Politico, written by Brian Bender, and the other article within the New York Times by Leslie Kean and Ralph Blumenthal. Mm-hmm. Those two articles basically mirrors of each other, but the crazy thing is they mentioned the ATIP program, which was the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. It said that in one article. In the other article, it said the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program. Mm-hmm. You switch those two words around, sounds like two completely different things, right?
Yeah.
That was the weird thing. I'm not exactly sure which one was which, but this was basically at the beginning. This came out in, these are the initial articles that came out in December of 2017. Now, initially, when the videos that I'm talking about, everybody's seen them. The Go Fast, the Gimbal, the Nimitz videos. The Tic Tac.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen those videos. If you haven't, we can talk about it a little bit.
I'm down to talk about that. Go ahead and explain it, because not everyone is into the UFO side, because everyone likes to dismiss UFOs when it's something that should be taken way more serious.
Yeah. Well, let's not exactly call these things UFOs, because now there's new information coming out saying that these things might be actually some of our technology, and it might be something that we know about. But if you want to get into it, basically these there was a battle carrier group, I do believe somewhere off the coast of San Diego, Mexico, blah blah blah, whatever, and they popped up on these strange objects popped up on radar. Now, I do believe they said these objects, they were at like, I think something like 1,000 feet above the ground to 1,500 feet above the ground. And then they would shoot up to like 24,000 feet above the ground. And they were doing this thing instantaneously. Like incredibly fucking fast. Like super fast.
It's like breaking space and time.
Well, not necessarily space and time, but...
something that we've never seen before.
Yeah, basically faster than anything that's... I don't want to say humanly possible. Anything faster than our realm of flight that we can comprehend.
We don't have anything that can explain
our
that.
Current technology, known technology. I'll say that.
Just like,
yeah. But the videos that that are released, they show these things moving super fast, and they show them just gliding along the bottom of the ocean. There's one. It shows a strange Tic Tac object. Now, these videos that came out, these were apparently the shittiest version of these videos. No idea why we got the shittiest version of the videos or how we got these versions of the videos, but going back in the timeline, the videos were actually released by a man named Luis Elizondo, who's associated with Tom DeLonge, like we were talking about earlier, in his company TTSA, To the Stars Academy. Now, in October of 2017, TTSA were the ones to release the videos on their website, basically saying that this was technology that they were investigating. And I think if you actually seen earlier versions of these videos, there was a fucking watermark that said To the Stars Academy, and it was explaining, the different breakdowns of the instruments and shit on the fighter planes.
Yeah.
It was breaking down altitude, speed, flight speed, the angle which they're coming in. Not exactly sure which fucking videos it is, or which video that was describing it, but the watermark on these videos was To the Stars Academy. Mm-hmm. Videos kind of made some noise, didn't really make too much noise. Like I said, the whole story didn't really get picked up about the whole ATIP program until December 2017 when the articles was released. That's when everybody found out, not necessarily about TTSA, but everybody found out about the ATIP program. then everybody found out about the supposed bid. I didn't write down the headline of the article, but basically roughly the headline said Pentagon spends $22 million on UFO program.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
I'm pretty sure I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. That's roughly what, the headline said.
That was like during Obama's term, right?
Yeah. The article pretty much was explaining that, $22 million was set aside and used on this secretive UFO program that was basically centered around these 3 videos. And the program was directed by pretty much a fucking mysterious ass nigga named Luis Elizondo. Now, as far as I found out about Luis Elizondo, homeboy is about as secretive as they come. He he had a job before he resigned with the DOD, and it was a director of National Program Special Management Staff. Good luck trying to find out what the fuck that program is about, because nowhere listed. There's a program, it exists. No idea what the fuck it's about. No idea what he did, but he's had Operation Theater in Afghanistan, Iraq, shit like that. There was a whole program on History Channel talking about him and his work that he did with TTSA and the ATIP program. I think it was called Unidentified. I don't know if y'all have seen it. No?
I haven't.
Well, this program got more into it, talked about, the program, stuff like that, supposedly what he did with them and stuff like that. But going back to initially when the program first started, or when everybody started coming out with this, the article, and, it spread like wildfire. Like, it was everywhere. It made international headlines and shit like that. It was basically the first time, I guess you can say, that the UFO was pretty much caught red-handed studying UFOs, besides Project Blue Book, Project Sign back in the day. Honestly, you found out the $22 million was not even used for the ATIP program. Still don't even know. I don't think it was even released how much that program was funded through the Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
That's that demon shit. Through the Pentagon's budget. That $22 million was actually used through another program that was studying activity at Skinwalker Ranch.
What's Skinwalker Ranch? Isn't that
Skinwalker
another...
Ranch is that crazy ass fucking ranch.
Yeah, that's another one that they say has a lot of lights over it, right?
Mm-hmm. It has a lot of UFO activity, poltergeist activity, strange creatures, portals, interdimensional creatures, shape-shifting.
What state is that in?
Utah.
A bunch of cows got like stuffed inside of a fucking barn.
Yeah.
Like a trailer, I mean, like.
And they have no idea how they got there, and it was locked.
Yeah.
And the cows were all in there catatonic like a motherfucker. Just. Yeah. It's, man, Skinwalker Ranch is wild. Well, anyway.
Piled on top of each other and shit? Just.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cattle
it's just
mutilations,
nuts.
animal mutilations.
It's not like you could just
all
like
types
do
of
that to
shit,
cow. It's like they had a giant claw and just like dunked them in there.
Toy Story claw.
Yeah. Man, the claw. What the fuck? That's weird.
But yeah, that $22 million that was mentioned in that article wasn't even used for the ATIP program. It was actually used for the research at Skinwalker Ranch, which was tied to a guy named Robert Bigelow, a.k.a. Bobby Bigelow.
Bobby Bigelow.
Bobby Biggs.
Yeah, he's
What up?
the budget suite hotel billionaire. Also extremely interested in aliens and UFOs. There's a pretty interesting 60-minute interview with him where he blatantly says, aliens have been coming here, we've known about it, and they're going to keep coming here.
I feel like once you get to a certain point and you acquire a certain amount of wealth, all you could do is focus on shit like that. And it's like, I don't care about anything else in life because there's things beyond life that we know it. Yeah. And that's like these aliens or unidentified objects or
extraterrestrials,
whatever you want to call it, like aerial threats. Like, imagine like if we got to worry about some new type of like crafts that are fucking just flying in and out, blowing shit up.
The paranormal is fucking amazing.
It really is.
Because I feel like when it comes to that, it's one of those things where it's like right at our fingertips, but we just can't touch it yet.
Are you familiar with the Montauk Project?
I'm familiar with that name.
Well, you might have heard about it. It's about stargates and basically having portals open and travel. Yeah.
The Montauk Project was the basis for what's that? Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it actually had with early release. It was going to be called Montauk, but they then changed the last minute.
So that's part of like all the MK Ultra fucking children fucking trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think they're called like Rainbow Kids or some shit.
Yeah, they just have special abilities. You know,
That's gotta be
there's
fucked
still
up.
apparently there's still some out there like actual kids. Like there's this girl that
You mean adults?
No, there's still kids.
Still kids.
These are kids.
Oh, they just don't grow the fuck up?
No, like they're just new kids. It's a new season now, so like they got new kids.
So you mean that they're continuing an illegal project from back in the fucking like 60s and 70s?
Very possibly, yes. But there is kids out there that could start fires with their minds and like read their mother minds.
Oh,
and,
like that
there's all
Drew
types
Barrymore movie,
Word?
Firestarter.
I haven't seen that movie.
No,
There's a movie called Firestarter.
yeah, it's alright.
Drew Barrymore, the fucking redhead.
She's
She
not
was
a
like
redhead.
6 in that movie though.
Really?
I think that was her first movie.
Drew Barrymore's not a redhead, is she?
I thought she was a redhead.
A blonde chick.
No, I'm just like going.
I think
off.
she's natural red.
She's not that attractive. Just
Her face looks like it's melting.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, Drew. If you listen to Drew Barrymore, I'm sorry.
If this happens to come across Drew Barrymore, he said that, not I. That was cold blooded.
I
You're
thought-
right.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, Drew. I said it.
I thought you were hot in that Charlie's Angels movie.
No, you didn't.
That was a long
She
time
was a
ago.
thick
though.
one.
Yeah,
I mean,
that was a long time
she
ago.
was the only one not like. half
Yo, Cameron Diaz was fucking hot in The Mask.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Mask?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
I was watching The Mask the other day. I was like, holy shit! I forgot that's what she looked like.
naked. You know she was in porno, right?
Was she?
Yeah.
She looks like she would have done a porn.
Yeah, she was in porno.
Word?
Yeah.
I know she's
Oh. Well, Cameron Diaz
Oh.
shooting a little bit of porno.
Yeah. It was some BDSM shit too.
And she
Oh,
went
shit.
to school with Snoop.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the internet.
Yeah, she's fucking Mexican. Imagine that.
Diaz.
That just occurred.
What if she's just Spanish? A Spain.
She's a bean.
I read a story too that she bought weed from Snoop in high school.
Yeah,
And
is
I
she
bet-
that old?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Jesus Christ!
Remember, she was banging back in the 90s.
Yeah, The Mask. That was like 90.
Think about what time it
that
is
was like
now.
94, 96.
Yeah, we're about to creep into the 20s, the
2020?
roaring 20s again.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it, old boy?
Hello there, old sport.
We gotta start wearing.
What do y'all think, man? 2020 is bringing new vibes.
No,
I
we're
hope.
spiraling down a drain right now.
Yeah, I think yeah.
I'm
Oh,
So-
so it's bringing new vibes, but just not good ones.
Yeah, no, yeah. The world's constantly
I feel like
getting worse and worse.
2020 is gonna be the year of woke. Everyone's gonna be woke on Twitter.
Here we
No,
go.
I'm not
Wasn't
talking
that
about.
2019?
I'm not talking about SJW. I'm talking about like enlightened in meditation. Everyone's gonna be on vibes and my spirit and saying how they've opened their third eye. I'm telling you, that's gonna be the wave for everyone in 2020. They're gonna start talking about chakras and all.
I feel like
that
that's
shit.
already going
You know
on.
what?
though.
That's
No.
cool. Just,
But no, it's gonna be pushed on a whole nother level. I'm talking about like on mainstream media, like on TV, like
I
everywhere.
think that's what Oprah's been talking about, dog. Oprah's all about that
maybe
shit.
the
When
world
she was
does need some
filming
type of
like
spiritual awakening.
the
It
color
does.
the color purple, apparently she'll
I don't mean
like,
like on a religious tip,
she'll
but,
like
you know,
she'll like do like some sort
get
of
more in
like
tune.
ritualistic shit and like try to get into like her character's spirit and like do witchcraft and hoo-has and
But
shit
you know
like
what
that.
though? I think what's gonna happen is because, like you said, there's nothing wrong with people having that kind of awakening because it helps people. But I think it's gonna get people on doing a lot of crazy drugs
True.
that they shouldn't
Yo,
be doing.
there's a push for the shrooms, dog.
Like people don't
There's a
need to
push
be
for the
extra
shrooms.
with shit.
not everyone needs to do shrooms.
Not everybody
Not
needs to do
everyone
shrooms.
needs to do
No, that's
ayahuasca. Not
No,
everyone
definitely
needs to,
no.
like certain. Some of these things aren't.
Everyone
Some
can
people
do.
can't handle drugs.
Everyone
man.
could do DMT.
Some people are schizophrenic or they have split personality. You shouldn't be
Or
doing
they can
this.
become schizophrenic through drug
Or
use,
you should
man.
be doing
That
it
happens
at like
lot.
at a mental facility, like maybe in a padded room, and just be like, "Yo, see how this experience is after you take."
You know what
these. Go.
everyone? You know what everyone could do? Everyone could do MDMA. I say everyone could do that. That's like a friendly drug.
I don't think shrooms are that bad.
Shrooms,
But I don't think you should be fucking doing them every day.
No.
Oh,
no,
definitely
no, no.
not.
I think
Definitely.
those
Like,
that's
you
like
should do
an
them if you
annual.
want to, answer to a question within yourself.
I think it's something that should be
Or if
done
you
like
want to elevate yourself. you
I
know?
think they need to
the
legalize
most quarterly, like
cocaine.
every 3 months.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yeah.
If that was gonna be your thing of recreation, because it's more of a relaxing.
They need to make a better cocaine. That's
No, Tim.
That's where I draw the line.
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that could help. Like more like turn cocaine into like a coffee type of thing.
No, Tim.
Where, like, there's-
no.
Like you can wake up,
No,
have
Tim.
a nice
No, Tim.
bump
No.
of cocaine,
No, Tim.
go to work,
Because you know why?
focus on your
Because
job.
you know why? It's no way to regulate that. And if they start regulating that in the government, then okay, it's different. But I'm
It
talking
only
about
grows
the things
over
that
there.
the things that grow. If they're gonna regulate, all right. If you can grow the coca plant and just chew on the leaves and just grind it up into a tea,
That's
that's
a great
different.
idea.
No one's doing
yeah,
that.
That's a
what we're
great
talking about.
idea.
Okay, but cocaine, Tim? No, we gotta draw the line somewhere. Like,
I draw it at heroin.
what heroin?
Yeah, keep
Wait. So
Keep
you
that.
smoke crack?
no.
Well, crack is just a
Yeah.
smokable form
I
of
mean,
cocaine.
you just a dab of baking soda away.
Nah. We don't need to smoke. We don't need to smoke the coke.
Now, what about poppy, opium? See,
I'm down. I'm down
see?
for opium. I'm not down for meth. Isn't that great? I think we need to take everybody off that
See,
shit.
like now you're escalating it. Like I think that
meth isn't great.
the furthest they should go for
Meth is not
legalization
good. Don't do
is
glass, kids.
ayahuasca. They should legalize.
No.
Wait, what?
Ayahuasca? No,
I think
I
they
feel
should-
like that's something you should go to Brazil to have.
I know
to
because
do.
I think if they
Yeah, I
if they
feel like that's
legalize
some special shit.
no,
Like,
if they
not everybody
legalize
should do that.
Yeah, not
psilocybin-
everybody should do that.
no, if they legalize
Why is that just
psilocybin
stuck on
mushrooms
420?
and ayahuasca, they can use that to treat PTSD in people. They can use it for forms of depression.
how long it
If it's done within, think about it. Like if you do that with the correct therapy session,
You don't want ayahuasca getting into the hands of normal people.
Yeah,
again.
There's only a
Handle-
select few.
Yo, I feel like when these things are said, it should always go without being said. Everything's being handled with care. We're not just saying go party and go take an eighth of ayahuasca. Like, no, we like
How much ayahuasca does
'cause-
one even take?
because think about it, Tim.
I
Once
kinda wanna try it, though.
once you legalize something to a degree, at least legalize testing and trials, so you can allow people to be like, all right, this is the dosage you would need for X, Y, Z. That way, it can be properly administered for people that are going through clinical depression or are suicidal and maybe need to have like a change of look
Yeah, I
on
get
life.
that. That's where we're at with ketamine, and
Or what
I
about,
think
like,
we've
with
been
a
doing it with
shaman?
MDMA.
You know, what about like with a shaman? Like if you have ayahuasca.
What if they don't like the
And-
white man?
Well, then that sounds like some
Wait,
personal
who,
issues. They
who
need to
doesn't
work
like
out.
the? Who
I'm
doesn't
just
like?
saying,
who
you
doesn't
know,
like the
like-
white man?
We're
There's a lot of
kinda,
people that
you
doesn't
know,
like the white man. The shaman doesn't like the
I
white
feel,
man.
I feel like the shaman will fuck with us because we black and it's like, yo, man, they
Oh,
took your land.
people of Earth.
we got to kidnap from our land. Like, just smoke one real quick.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
Most
See, it's
definitely.
all brown.
Oh, my
It's
finger's
all from the
healing.
earth, except the weed. The weed's really green.
but still, natural medicines I think shouldn't be outright illegal.
No,
You know?
definitely.
Because if there's no way that it can kill you, why should we allow like?
What about Hell's Bells? Have you heard of that shit?
The shrooms.
There's some sort of plant,
Damn, that's good.
and it gets you
That rap is
intolerably high and hallucinogenic. And I heard that it's not great, and that's very intense.
Oh, I'm sorry, don't let me hit this blunt and let me stop you guys from talking.
Nah, don't trip. I think we just got mesmerized.
Nah, like say that again one more time, Tim.
Hold on one second.
Right?
I'm smoking a blunt.
That's that gas.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I smoked a blunt. It feels good.
But
I feel like smoking a blunt is like back to the basics.
I feel like with ayahuasca and stuff like that, like it should be, like you said, like not necessarily prescription, but like it should be special usage. You know, like stuff like that shouldn't be in everybody's hands.
I got a question.
It shouldn't be
for
like
you.
weed where you can just grow it in your backyard.
Yeah.
Nah,
Definitely not. Like it shouldn't be
wild,
in everybody's
man.
hands. Like it should be like special purpose.
I got a question.
Special
for
purpose,
you.
not necessarily
But I
drug,
don't
but
think-
special purpose.
I don't think you should be getting like locked up for
What would you even call
fucking.
it? An herb?
For yeah, it's a natural thing that grows, and people have been
What
using
the hell
it
does
for
it even
years.
look like? A plant?
Ayahuasca is a
It's
plant.
cactus.
Yeah. It comes from the
It's a certain type of cactus,
I think it comes from the fruit of the cactus or some shit like that.
and then mushrooms are mushrooms.
But
and niggas been using
really
mushrooms
quick,
for
what do
fucking-
you think it is? Do you think you're actually just hallucinating, or are you actually seeing the spirit of ayahuasca?
I think you're experiencing
I think you're. I think you're,
experiencing another realm. Like you're experiencing shit. What? How would you call it? You're experiencing
I feel like you're tapping into another frequency of the universe.
There you go. There you
Like
go. You're
that-
experiencing another vibration.
Like, are you familiar with what's it called?
Like how we only see 1% of the light spectrum. Like how our vision ain't shit, and
Yeah.
there's a billion more things probably in front of us if we could just see
Have you
them
heard of-
through different spectrums.
If we could feel
I
it,
feel like it's like that. When you take
Oh yeah, definitely.
hallucinogens, you experience a different vibration of life.
Speaking of different spectrums, I think that everyone should get night vision goggles, and you should look up in the sky to kind of look at things in a different light spectrum.
oh,
Oh.
you you do that,
You can go do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got yeah.
yeah. But all right, so yeah, what the reason why I was asking that though was, do you think so? Plants are living things, right? And obviously, you get ayahuasca from a plant. Do you think that it may be possible that that is the plant communicating with you, and that's why people consider it the spirit of ayahuasca, of the plant teaching people, like going on? And so pretty much when you smoke it, you're getting the plant's essence, and that's why it's almost a universally similar trip for everyone. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Like it's the plant just communicating.
I think that maybe it's something that allows you to access your pineal gland. It's like you know, there's certain things that you can take in order to activate things in your body, like taking vitamin C, vitamin A.
Yeah, there's SARMs that if you take them, it activates your pineal gland to make your body produce HGH.
Yeah, and I think that same thing happens with psilocybin mushrooms. I think if you take those, it allows you to tap into something in your brain that, regardless if you want to call it hallucinate, it allows you to tap into a higher part of your consciousness.
Yeah. It definitely feels more than just you're tripping on drugs. You know? It definitely feels, it's a weird thing. And as intense and as long as it is, and to know that that grows naturally, that is some wild shit. It
Word.
takes you to another place.
Yeah, especially with mushrooms, man. They make you feel all types of emotions. Especially if you're on a good trip. And sometimes it's good for you to feel them emotions, you know?
Yeah,
Sometimes you gotta let some shit out.
Sometimes you get the giggles for like 2 hours straight, and that shit hurts. That shit's fun though.
Do you think that that could be the reason why we wrote throughout ancient times about aliens? Because people have been taking mushrooms for so long, and then, you know, they write about things that they've seen.
on mushrooms.
Because, you know, sometimes people have bad trips and some people have good trips, but at the end of the day, you always have to say to yourself, I'm on mushrooms or
Yeah.
I'm on something.
That's, to me, is always the funniest part about when you tripping on
Like if I get paranoid on
hallucinogens. I
like,
don't want to say like drugs, but when you tripping on hallucinogens, especially when you start tripping hard, you freak out
Psychedelics, yeah.
for like 2 seconds. You be like,
even if it's an
I took some
edible,
drugs earlier.
like if it's an edible and I start getting super,
Especially.
if I get super panicky and it's like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, I took an edible,
I took
take a
an
deep
edible
breath.
earlier. What am
Yeah.
I tripping for?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, if you do too much blowing one night,
Well,
like, you'll get kind of panicky.
That's what you
It's
gotta
like
tell yourself.
nobody knows
yeah,
how high.
you're just like,
I am.
oh, wait a second. I did an 8-ball of blow.
Whoa.
That's never happened.
No, yo, if anybody out there is throwing down 8 balls by themselves, yo, you have a problem.
Call
That
somebody.
that is very, very, very hard to do. Like that is a lot. Your nose is
Tim.
going to be fucked.
Don't do that.
I would never do that. I can't do that. I don't have.
You
I
are
don't
not-
have. I don't
you're
have
not
the.
Charlie Sheen.
I don't have the
deserve
goalie
better.
or the bank account to just snort down
Tim, listen to me.
an 8-ball in one night.
Tim, listen to me. You deserve better.
I deserve better.
You deserve better.
You
I
deserve
deserve
better.
Cocaine is fun though.
Hit that shit.
I mean, we don't gotta follow up to that.
Nah. I'm trying to think. Like,
Like how to follow.
oh,
that
what?
up.
I guess what I kind of wanted to talk about too was because it's kind of rare that we get these kind of conversations, but you know, how does it feel actually being a black man in the UFO kind of community? Because it seems kind of rare. Like, there's not too many.
It's not. It's not.
It's not that rare.
No, it's rare.
Oh.
Like, I'm a fucking unicorn. Like, as far as like really being into this shit, I've been to the conventions. I've actually barely started going to the conventions because I didn't want to go by myself. So I start forcing my girlfriend to go with me. Shout out to my baby. Love you, baby. Yeah, so I started forcing her to go with me, and you know, they're fun. You know, like I said, I take everything with a grain of salt. I listen to the stories and stuff like that, and some of it shit is mind blowing. You know. Conventions are fun. I think everybody should go to one. You know, it's not exactly the whole I got abducted by a little green man. You know, that it's like a little sprinkle of everything. You know, it's a little sprinkle of the people who are into the, I guess you can say the more out there side of it, which will be the ultra terrestrials, the fairies, interdimensional beings, the reptilians, you know, shit like that. You know, people who are more out there into shit like that. And then of course you got your whistleblowers, people like that. You got your amateur ufologists. You got your niggas up there who just trying to make a quick buck because they did a bunch of research
Yeah.
and they wear a turtleneck. No, real
Damn,
talk,
just
bro. In the
shitting on
ufology
that. I mean,
committee, I
what
have,
if the
committee,
turtleneck is his swag?
I feel like there's
It's
someone.
destroyable.
I feel like there's a few people you're specifically talking about.
yeah, I don't know why. Just the
I feel
the
like
outfit
they-
of choice is just a fucking turtleneck.
What?
I don't know. I don't understand.
I feel like that's such an unrealistic clothing item. Like you're not doing anything with that.
And you want to know what's crazy? My first convention, I think I wore a turtleneck.
Just trying to fit in. It's like
I tried. I was trying to fit in.
Wear
I was
turtlenecks
trying.
to these things.
Ask my girl, bro. I was trying to fit in. I was like, like me, please, like me.
I think the most uncomfortable thing in life has to be a wool turtleneck.
Oh,
Like-
in California,
it's a lot more comfortable.
Want to know what I envision hell being?
I'm cool.
If I ever go to hell, and I'm good. And like this is exactly what I imagine hell being. I imagine it being stuck in LA traffic, bumper to bumper, in a wool sweater in a car that the AC doesn't work, and then like it's on like a 99-degree day, and you're in a wool sweater that's covered in honey, and you really have to take a shit.
Wait,
Damn.
why would the wool sweater be covered in honey?
yeah.
It's
Why?
hell.
What?
It's hell.
My
It's-
definition of hell would be me
That
at a
sound
grocery
like freaky ass
store.
hell, to be honest
Yeah.
with you. I'm
'Cause-
sitting here like marinating on that, and I'm like,
My
that sounds like some freaky shit.
Like you just gotta be stuck in that for the rest of eternity.
and the worst part I think would be the honey because you're sticky.
Yeah, and you're hot in a wool sweater.
What did you do to deserve that?
You're in hell.
Well, I mean, why are you in hell?
Who the fuck knows?
I think I left a roach clip in the car.
I think you know.
You apparently
That's all good. We got.
you apparently did
we got
something
some
wrong.
weeds.
But
Where
yeah,
were we at? See, that's what happens.
wool sweater conventions go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the conventions.
Yeah,
and the black community
Yeah,
kind of not
it
being
is.
into
It
really
is,
conspiracies and UFOs. Like we're into like more governmental and oppressive conspiracies,
Oh,
like
I'm into that too.
But it just seems like when it comes to all the other ones,
we
our
aren't
community
loud
is really-
about it.
Yeah,
We're not loud about it.
we don't give a fuck. Almost like
I guess I'm just more into the outside thinking, you know? Like, I'm not so
Definitely.
quick to believe a lot of shit. Like, especially when it comes to the news. I mean, you got Operation, not Paperclip, Operation Mockingbird. And then you're going to tell me I'm still supposed to believe that the CIA hasn't infiltrated the news industry?
yeah,
When all the major news anchors are, their parents are ex-military, ex-doctors who worked at Stanford Research Institute. Like, come on. And I'm not supposed to believe that the or
Basically.
ex-Masons.
There's even a law
And
where
I'm not supposed to believe the CIA has still infiltrated the news industry. Get the fuck out of here.
there's a case where it pretty much came out like the news is able to push out false information.
oh
And
yeah,
it's
no
not
doubt,
illegal.
no
Yeah,
doubt.
thanks to Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually, I think, rewrote an executive order that allowed the news industry to use propaganda on the American people.
But that's
Come on,
always been a
dog.
thing.
And
That's
what
what I
what has Facebook been doing?
Propaganders.
Which is
Right.
now looked at as a news source. Hey,
Yeah, it's wild, man. And I'm not gonna lie, it catches your eye when you be scrolling through Facebook
Yes.
and you read that breaking.
Yes.
You're quick to believe it, right?
yeah,
You
You're
want-
so quick to believe.
so quick to believe.
You want
it.
to know about it. You want to know about it.
Yeah, you want to know. And honest question. How many times have you actually read the article and not just read the headline and just kept scrolling and was like, oh shit.
The most I do is I'll click on it and read the first paragraph, and if it just seems like it's on some bullshit, I just don't finish reading it.
Yeah. I try to get like a good feel. If I keep reading, I keep reading. But
That's
like,
how it's
if I
so
don't, I
easy to
don't.
pass misinformation to us. It's so easy to pass misinformation to us that way.
But there's so many people that don't even do that because it's like oh shit, what you did that, and then it's like
Everybody wants to be spoon-fed information, man. Everybody wants to be spoon-fed information.
You know, and the fucked up thing is too, they try to like do breaks in their headlines. They'll be like, let's just say, Donald Trump election news break. Russian.
Oh, they're buzzwords.
comedy,
They're
yeah.
buzzwords to catch your attention.
Yeah, and just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
but it's like, oh, you're reading the title, and then you figure out, oh no, Donald Trump's campaign is doing so and so, and then the Russian prime minister visits him to do so and so too, and then it was like, oh, you try to make it seem
Yeah,
like
man,
it's
there's
fuck
always
for the
certain
clicks.
words that they use to just grab your attention. Like dead police officers. Police officers are always slain.
Mm-hmm.
You ever notice that? I've never seen the word slain any fucking where else besides on the news when they're talking about cops.
yeah.
Slain.
Right?
Why
Where have you
is
ever
that?
seen the fucking word slain?
It's like, damn, did somebody hit him with the sword? It's-
Yeah, what the fuck is even slain mean?
Oh, dude, what if a cop did get just straight up murked by the sword, like he was in Texas or some shit?
He got cleaved in half by
Just like-
somebody riding on horseback.
That's all you hear. Shink. What the fuck?
Goes for his gun, cuts his arm off. Ah!
Yo,
Yo, that's a badass nigga though.
yo, cuts the gun in half also.
Afro.
Because you know cops using them Glocks, so you can just
Yeah.
tink, tink.
It's-
I'm telling you, if they allowed us to go back to hand-to-hand combat to settle problems, the world would be a different place.
Oh man, I
Draw
read
the
some,
die sword,
I
bitch,
read some,
nigga.
No, yeah, I would definitely stop fucking with people that are bigger than me. I'm like,
Because he has a battle axe on his back,
yeah, it's like,
and he'll challenge you to a duel.
yeah.
If we could just go hands in the
Strictly
street,
my
I
way.
think a lot of problems in the world. Well, not a lot of problems. I think a lot of motherfuckers would shut up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I read some pretty gospel shit on I think it was Instagram the other day. It was social media made it way too comfortable for people to say some disrespectful shit and not have to worry about getting punched in the face. For it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
I mean, even with our
Like-
platform, like we say some disrespectful shit sometimes, but
Like,
we always keep it
honestly,
somewhat
like-
respectable. Like we ain't talk about no one's mama, no one's kid.
For real, it's like Drew Barrymore is probably out here looking for me right now.
I mean,
China already done fucked up my brakes.
we on the live right now, so I mean, shit.
yeah, China's already sending a nuke our way.
Honestly, like China already fucking up my internet at the house.
I think I have a problem in fucking. Oh, I forgot the name of that story. Never mind. Fuck it. I hate that I got silent right when I fucked up my joke too.
Oh, it's cool. Go ahead, work on it.
I don't remember. I got stoned and I'm forgetting punchlines and shit as I'm saying them. Word.
So, how has it been for you, man, lately with the comedy game?
A lot of grind. Just doing a lot of lot of open mics. Definitely a lot of open mics. I'll get a show here and there, but not so much because I'm still like I'm not that great. I'm not the greatest.
It's all practice.
I'm pretty. I mean, sometimes I'm kind of good, but like a lot of times, like I'll fucking bomb. Yeah. But I mean, I got bits and shit. Lately, I've been just mainly working on like 10-minute sets because like my 5 is like pretty down packed. But like now it's like, all right, I definitely need like 10 minutes.
You gotta extend it.
Exactly, because that's like the whole. I feel like that's part of the whole comedy game is being able to do like work your way up so you can eventually do like an hour-long set.
Yeah.
Even longer.
You want to work on your timing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just be able to have a bunch of shit. But like, yeah.
You know, I did stand up once.
Really?
Once.
Would you think about doing it again?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I would write. I would have to write. I feel like
Did you not write last time?
No, nigga. I was fucking drunk, and I just went up there.
Did the freestyle off
Oh,
the
yeah,
dome.
yeah, you do
I
that
don't know
shit.
why.
You can do that shit. You can do that shit.
I don't know why.
I mean,
I think it was a bet or a dare. I don't remember.
I feel that.
Dom's supposed to actually. He's supposed to spit on a stand up mic night thing because he lost his fantasy baseball shit.
Really?
Yeah.
He said this shit like a year ago. He was saying this shit, and he never did.
Yeah, because baseball season's a long fucking time. He was saying this shit at the beginning of the year.
That is. Isn't it like 100 some fucking games a team has to play?
I think so. It's like 100 and change.
Something like that.
Or maybe 80. Yeah, 100 and something. Because basketball is 86, right?
Bruh. Jason,
Yes.
let's go do a set. Not tonight or anything, but like let you.
Nigga, is you serious?
Yeah,
What the fuck? Hell no.
What?
That shit would be interesting.
Yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun.
Oh shit.
All right, let's collaborate on some jokes, and then you tell me if I should get back up there or not. And then you can steal my shit, and I'm totally cool with it.
No, just like, come on, dog, you can do it.
Yeah,
It's only one more time. To write a little something, see how it goes.
Yeah, I thought about it plenty of times.
I want this fool to go. I want anyone that's kind of interested in doing it to do it.
I'm going to do
Because
it.
I feel like you never know. You may end up being like, shit, I gotta do this more. And then you found something to do. I recommend it for everyone. Because it's like for anyone
Tried it.
You don't know if it's going to work
once.
or not.
You know, I tried it that one time.
I remember my first time was horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty
gruesome?
Nah, I mean, I got a couple of chuckles.
That's all that matters.
I
As
got
long
a
as you
couple of
get
chuckles.
one.
And it was mostly my friends. I was like, y'all motherfuckers better laugh so hard. I swear to God.
Because if you guys start laughing, it's a chain of events. Start laughing. People are like, oh, this is
Other people
funny.
go like, hey, maybe he is actually funny.
It's fun watching your friends suck.
Yeah, I bet it was. I bet it was more funny seeing me fucking suck than I was actually funny.
That's just fucking nuts. Shit, man.
Yeah, but that's good though. You're getting up there, doing your thing.
Yeah, definitely. This week has been a little slow though.
Where you been presenting yourself at?
I usually do House of Pong every week. They're about to move. I go to a lot of Riverside spots. I was hitting up LA for a while, but then forgot what happened with that. Just kind of like stopped. It's kind of like out of the way, and like nothing really takes me that way. So like, but the good thing about it is,
So you rather do more comedy over here, like in the IE?
yeah, it's like easy on my gas tank, you know.
I feel you.
But what I love about LA is that you go and you could do like 2 to 4 spots any night.
For the blockheads all over the world, gas is hard right now.
Yeah.
Especially in California.
Yeah.
Yes, gas is hard.
I
right
think
now
I
in California.
paid
That's why I'm riding my bicicleta.
$4.31 a gallon right now. I'm like, fuck, dog.
Shit. I put that 91 in Arco and I'll be hurting.
Yeah, hey,
I'm like,
that's good though. You know, you treat your car right, putting that 91 in.
I mean, it's the cheap shit, but it's the cheap good shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, the
That's
only
the best
thing
we can get out here, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yo.
if we were fucking anywhere else.
Actually,
man,
Arco isn't that bad because from what I
Somebody got a
understand,
gas hookup, let me know.
from what I understand, Arco
Where that
just
gas
uses a
plug
lot
at.
of ethanol. And I mean, as long as you're just like using your gas as you get it, ethanol isn't that bad for your car.
E85
I mean-
ethanol?
I don't
Yeah.
have E85.
But I mean, like, if
so
it was like straight E85 ethanol, then that would be bad because your car's not tuned.
Wait.
But as
you
like,
saying just put it in your car normal?
don't put E85.
No,
don't
don't
listen
do
to this
that.
nigga.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
listen
yeah,
to this
no, I
nigga
was
out
like,
there.
no.
Blockheads.
You caught the wrong part of that. You caught the wrong part of that.
But get
just
someone
like-
out there to say, fucking send us a DM like, I put ethanol in my car. Y'all niggas said I could do it. I'm like, no.
All right, just like the whole
You
last.
stupid for listening.
the
like,
whole
we told
last
you, do your
phrase.
own research. Don't
Yeah.
listen to us,
Exactly.
nigga.
Results may vary.
Nigga, we high.
These are just friendly suggestions.
Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
You got to do your ground and pound. Get in there and do the work.
Figure it out. Hold your mouth right. You'll get it there.
Just like with the UFO issue, man. If you're interested in this stuff, get in there and do your work. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any. You can listen to these people, but the main thing is get in there and do your research. You'll find out a whole bunch more, and it's way more better when you know I'm reading it from this subject or I'm reading it from this place, and I can trust it, or it's something I can actually listen to.
And don't
Like-
ridicule them, too.
Like a couple of people I do want to shout out in the ufology game, like the real niggas that's out there doing the real work and who want that information out there, like John Greenwald of theblackvolt.com. He out there doing his thing, releasing all the FOIA documents. I think he's done over like 2 million FOIA documents pertaining to UFOs, government secrecies, programs, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, blackvolt.com if y'all want to know anything UFO. And
I'm gonna have to fuck with that.
what's up?
I said I'm gonna have to fuck with that.
Yeah, we'll have to go
Yeah.
ahead and look at that.
That sounds
Another interesting website is UFO Stalker. That's a website if you want to just check out UFO cases and shit like that. Like even today, like somebody saw a UFO somewhere, you can see pictures and shit like that. Talk about the cases and stuff.
How
Just
accurate,
cool shit to just check out.
like, how accurate are these are these websites? Like, do they have to deal with any trolls? Because, like,
I think UFO Stalker is through MUFON,
okay.
and that's about as far as you want to trust them.
I mean, take it. It's just, if anything, move on. I've gotten information from them, and it's kind of like, take it with a grain of salt. You
Yeah.
can't. At the end of the day, no one's a real expert. All we can do is compile the information and become our own personal theorists.
Exactly.
So I don't discredit. I'm just like, that's your opinion. It's always, these things are more fun to talk about. It's not always about who's right, who's wrong. It's just
Exactly. Isn't like talking about this shit and theorizing it way more fun?
I think it's always
But
about.
more
God
minds on
damn it! I want to fucking find one.
Yeah,
I want
right?
to fucking find one. It's like a Pokemon.
I think it's
I want
about
to catch that
who's
shit.
the most
Y'all
entertaining.
never seen
if
anything
anything.
crazy?
Huh?
Y'all never seen anything crazy?
I've seen something crazy on my way coming home from work.
We'll talk about it. Let it out.
Like,
Ooh.
well, I was coming home from a security gig, and this is all the way out in fucking the Nas Event Center. Just doing something
Oh,
a little
that's
crazy.
by me.
Yeah.
San Bernardino.
So, you know, it was for a little rave. Over at 2, we do our sweep, coming home at about 3. And on my way back from the freeway, I see this little, like, this craft. And, you know, it seems low and it looks like a helicopter because, you know, how low it is. But then I see it, like, go to the right and go straight off, like, into, like, this clouds. I was like, oh, shit. Now, maybe I was tired. Maybe it was, you know,
So
a
it took
drone.
off like super fast?
Yeah, it was just like, it went like, it was there, like, kind of like, looked like it was hovering. You know, like when you're in a car going on the freeway, it looks like it's there kind of flying with you for a little bit, but it maneuvered and then dipped. And I was like, oh shit.
Damn.
That's why I was like, holy fuck. And also I got excited, but I was like, maybe I was tired. Maybe, that's all it was. And just, blurry eyes. But that's probably the closest that I could say I've actually seen something that's kind of trippy.
Damn. Tim?
I was for the blockheads out there, I was with Chef Diesel. We're in Walnut at the 24-hour fitness. Mm-hmm. And we were smoking a bowl. I don't remember if this was before we went in to go work out or after. But yeah, we were smoking a bowl, and then we're just like looking off, and then fucking a green thing just kind of fell out of the sky, like a green meteor or some shit. Don't know what it was. Possibly wasn't like extraterrestrial. But yeah, that's like the coolest like experience I've had looking in the sky. As far as like, what the fuck is that? But it's definitely like a green ball of fire. So I would assume it's like the only metals that we have that burn green is magnesium. So it could have been something man-made. But it's like, what the fuck is that doing falling down in the middle of Walnut?
Yeah. Well, I saw something.
Oh, what'd you see?
It was me and my homie Jeremy. We was fishing, and I was helping him set up his pole. And it was late at night. It was like maybe like 3 something in the morning, about to be 4. I was helping him set up his pole, and it was kind of dark, and I had my headlight on. But at the time, I was looking down, and I saw the lake where we were at. It kind of like got brighter. But I knew it was something in the sky, so I look up and I'm like, what the fuck? And I see something in the sky getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And then Jeremy's like, what the fuck? And then we both look, and then it as soon as he looked up and said, like, what the fuck? Like, it got brighter, and then it got dim, and then we just saw it shoot off. Like, faster than any shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, this shit was like some Star Trek shit. Like, you know how something shoot off and it leave like a line of the light that it left? That's how fast that shit shut off.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Me and Jeremy were like, whoa, what the fuck? Some dudes was like maybe 20 to 30 feet next to us. Didn't even notice shit. But when I'm telling you this shit got bright, it got bright enough to where we both looked up like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, it, not like it shined a spotlight on us, but like it shined bright enough in the sky to where it would look like there was a lot of light around. Yeah. But when you looked up, it was just that one light that was there.
Where were you guys camping at?
No, we weren't camping. We were fishing out in Redlands.
Oh, shit, okay.
And we was, I think I was facing southeast, and it was maybe like, maybe 1,500 to 2,000 feet away.
Oh, shit.
And maybe about like that high up.
Oh, shit.
No, maybe about like 1,000 to 500 feet up.
Yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck? Like, it got bright around us, and I was like, I knew it wasn't my light because my light was kind of dim, you know? Yeah. Or actually, nah, I had the red light on. It wasn't a white light; it was a red light, like the night vision light.
Yeah.
Or like an infrared light.
Yeah.
And then it just got bright and looked up, saw that fucking little star, whatever the fuck it was, and got brighter. And then when Jeremy looked up, or he was like, "What the fuck?" It's like it noticed, and it got dimmer, and it gone.
Like they're like probes.
Yeah.
And like drones.
Now, do I think it was fucking alien or some shit? Nah, I don't know.
That sounds alien. That sounds pretty fucking alien.
I feel like it's us from the future probing the earth and like checking in and like observing, and then when they get caught, they dip out when they notice.
I think it was maybe some fucking experiment or some technology or some shit.
Maybe.
Because that look like, honestly, all of that looked like our realm of possibilities, but like some shit we don't know about.
Is
Like,
there?
I'm thinking that light that I saw that was brightening it up, maybe that was an engine. You know what I mean? And maybe it took off like that because it was like, oh shit.
It was very fast.
Yeah.
Is there any like
But I guarantee
aviation or tech companies out in like the San Bernardino area? There has to be a couple, right? There's a few, right?
There's an airport in San Bernardino.
That
I mean,
is
as far
true.
as like aviation companies, I possibly, more than likely. I mean, there's tons of warehouses up in San Bernardino, throughout Fontana. Who's to say one of them is fucking government owned? I was hearing about today about some place called Plant 42 up in Palmdale, where supposedly those Tic Tac UFOs are being made.
What?
Yeah, man.
The Tic Tacs?
Yeah, remember I told y'all that shit is supposed to be our technology.
Are you talking about the ones that fly like this?
Yeah, the ones from those videos, the Nimitz,
Yeah, the Nimitz? Oh, shit.
that's supposedly our technology.
Huh.
And this is coming from a guy named Mike Turber, and he did an interview with another guy named I forgot his name. Hold on, I'll find out right now.
How the fuck do these things fly?
We don't know.
Magnetic propulsion?
I would suggest people listen to the interview.
Anti-gravity.
Yeah, he was talking about a lot of technology and saying that it's going to come out and it's our technology, and they're supposed to be trying to not ship around the story, but they're trying to like pass around the story to main news outlets, and nobody's interested.
Can you defy gravity with magnets?
Yes.
Hey.
I think the problem that they have with it is cooling.
Cooling?
Yeah, the friction makes it. Jim Breslow. Sorry that took so long. The guy he did the interview with was Jim Breslow. Just look up, it's a podcast somewhere. Just look up an interview with Jim Breslow and Mike Turber. Pertaining to the Tic Tac UFOs.
Tic Tac UFOs.
And this is the sole source of this coming out as far as now.
That's cool that we can make shit like that. If that is us making that, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, apparently there were drones, and they're being made through some
Oh, so they're not manned?
No.
So they're drones.
No.
Damn.
But just listen to the interview.
Okay.
That's
So
what we're
I'll
going.
say just listen to the interview.
I feel like that's where we're going. Everything is going to be robots.
It's 2 hours. If you're at work, throw that shit
Yeah,
on when you ain't got
I'm
nothing to
gonna
do.
do that. I'm gonna throw that shit on work.
Yeah.
If
And
you-
it's definitely interesting. Homeboy, he talking a lot of shit, and from Jim Breslow, he's apparently legit. Like he's, his work history and stuff matches as far as him being having top secret clearance and stuff like that, or being able to obtain this information.
That's a good way to start. I mean, people really want to just hear from the people they don't give a fuck anymore. Like, yo, kill me if you want to kill me. Like, I'm gonna get this shit out to the public. Like, let me report on it, because motherfuckers is already living a deathbed. For all we know, they got cancer from the technology they try to reverse engineer and shit. Working on reactors and fucking with aliens and shit.
I feel like as soon as they come out, they can't be killed though, because then they'll be looked at as a martyr.
Exactly. But now you have to live your life in like a certain type of exile and blacklist and be fucked with.
Definitely.
I mean, but look at the people who've died, in the ufology game. People who died like under mysterious circumstances. I mean, some of them are ridiculed.
Bill Cooper.
Yeah, Bill Cooper, Phil Schneider.
Phil Schneider.
Phil
Schneider.
Yeah, I sound like a fucking loser.
Yeah. All right. R.I.P.
Phil.
Oh shit.
Phil Schneider and the Stapler. I don't know.
Yeah, but what about those people? Not necessarily saying that we believe their stories. I mean, everything's wrapped in speculation, and everything's wrapped in
Yeah.
hearsay, I guess.
Yeah, it is, because most of this stuff can't be proved. They don't have real photo evidence or proof for abductions or any type of like real sighting. So it is hearsay, but at the same time, I always like to leave on that spectrum that if someone really wanted to tell their story, and like I'd want someone to believe me. So I want to give them the benefit of the doubt first.
Exactly. See, that's the
But
crazy
still
thing.
be on the
is
skeptical side.
you can't. That's why you can't deny people's stories. You know, I mean, there. Plus, look at all the evidence. Whether it's minuscule or small, like some of these people don't want their stories out there. They don't want that information. You know, all out in the streets, like Betty and Barney Hill.
Yes.
Barney did not want his shit in the streets like that.
He was hypnotized.
Especially being a black man in the 50s and 60s. Barney was like, fuck that, Betty. Shut your ass up. Didn't nothing happen to us. Shut up, Betty. That's probably why he had aneurysm. He was probably yelling at Betty. Like, bitch, did not tell you to shut your ass.
Have you seen listen to the interviews?
R.I.P.
Because like the interviews are a trip. Like
tape recordings?
Yeah, like when he starts,
those are scary.
when
man.
he starts
Them's
screaming, it's like holy fuck like that. That makes sure.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Lord, give me the strength.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Just like
scary
damn. Like what the fuck do you see? Like oh shit.
right. And it's hard to discount shit like that, right? It's really hard to discount stories like that. I mean, he had the scuff marks on his shoes. She had that pink substance that was on her shirt. Nah, man.
That's just crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. And Barney did not want his shit in the streets. Especially with him being black, married to a white woman in the 60s. Man.
That
Barney
was already
like,
bad enough.
Right? I mean, he was a chairman of the NCAA
No.
or NAACP. And what the fuck?
What if they had drugs and they drugged him and they kidnapped him? They were dressed up in a costume, right? Shining bright lights in his face. He's like, "Who's that?" And then they get him with some drugs.
Well, the whole speculation is
cheesy-ass lobster costumes.
well, the speculation behind that, or not the speculation, but like the whole a debunking thing, I guess, behind Betty and Barney Hill was that the aliens that they described were the same aliens that they saw in the Outer Limits episode that night. And I think the story was actually similar to what happened to them in the Outer Limits. But, you know, all speculation and all hearsay.
Coincidence?
Maybe.
What if that's how the aliens came to them because that's how they knew they would recognize them?
And what if that's just a similar thing? You know, that what if they weren't the first in the statistics.
True. Like there's stories of kids who talk to giant teddy bears, or they talk to these creatures, or they have these abduction experiences, and the I guess you could say beings appear to them as their favorite cartoon characters, or
That should be fucking terrifying.
right? Could you imagine if you got fucking fucked with
Like
anally or some shit by SpongeBob? Like, nigga, that will fuck you up for life, bro.
That's scarring. Yeah.
I might actually get into hentai.
All right.
Yeah, you go down that route.
It's okay. It gets weird. It gets real weird. Like the tentacle shit, it's pretty crazy. And then all the girls sound the same, like yeah. You get tired of it. I mean, it's cool for like 5 minutes, and then afterwards, it's just like, you know, the come down where you feel embarrassed. It's like real embarrassing.
You're like that's what I did this too.
It's like real embarrassing.
That's the realization that the post nut clarity. It's like,
Oh, God.
shit.
That post nut clarity.
It's
There
like,
you go.
It's like that character's supposed.
Post nut clarity.
It's like that character's supposed to be 12. Fuck, what am I thinking?
Oh my god.
New Epstein?
Damn. Hey, Epstein didn't kill himself.
He did not.
Yeah, he's kicking it in Cuba.
How do
dog.
y'all feel about that? About the Epstein memes flying around?
I like it. I think
like
we
it?
I think
we kind of need to keep it alive, because the longer it stays alive and longer like normal people see that shit, the more time they get to actually question that shit.
I think
Exactly.
the internet is
If that
taking back the
shit's-
power of the media.
If that shit is up for like 3 months straight, there's going to be guys that are like, yo, this has been up for a long time now. I actually want to know what the truth might be. Let me look into it.
Yeah, like I really want people to research this because it goes a lot deeper than you think.
Yes.
A lot deeper than you think. Like, wait till you find out that this motherfucker was possibly doing this shit on your tax dime.
super big coincidence
exactly.
that he happened to be killed
I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer that
Allegedly.
he was a FBI informant or some
Allegedly.
shit.
Allegedly.
I fully believe he was like some sort of like FBI informant or CIA operative or some shit.
But, I mean,
for sure.
I mean, come on. Did you hear the
But if he
Amazon
was-
article? I mean, not the Amazon review I read about the book.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's like.
But
I mean,
that
who, I mean,
coincides with that.
that's supposedly connected to Ghislaine Maxwell and everything. But,
But if
hey,
he was an operative, where's the case now building against these people?
swept under the rug.
just like
they just crushed the case.
just like them cocaine operations.
Which cocaine
Damn.
operations?
It's
Fast
Cocaine
and Furious?
Cowboys?
Oh, fucking just all the cocaine operations in general. All that shit done under the government dime. But then, like, all of a sudden, like, nobody wants to talk about the whole cocaine thing in, like, the 80s. With Fury
What are you talking
Ross.
about? Everybody talks about cocaine in the 80s.
Yeah, cocaine in the 80s. The government had their hand in it.
Well,
Of course, they still have their hand in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it.
We didn't have no planes. We didn't have no machine guns.
I mean, what does Sam Tripoli say? El Chapo was a district manager.
Yep.
Yeah.
I strongly believe that.
I
mean,
strongly believe that.
I feel like El Chapo probably was just served his purpose.
Yeah. Shout out to Sam. It's been a while.
Definitely shout out to Tinfoil Hat.
Yep. All the
Podcast.
tinfoil hat podcasts and the tinfoil hatters.
Boner Bills!
Oh shit.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? That is so fucking funny. Sam Tripoli is the GOAT conspiracy podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
Let that be
he's
known.
best. Yeah. He is the goat. He's given us a lot of advice and taken us under his wing.
Yo, what do you guys feel about Alex Jones these days?
I think he's
Oof.
trying to rebrand,
Yeah, I feel like
tone
he
it down a
need to-
bit.
Yeah, dial it down. I go into retirement. I never really been like a viewer of his or a fan of his, but I don't feel like we should. Like I feel like the whole shadow banning and shit like that and freedom of speech stepping on that's wrong.
Alex
Like-
Jones is okay. Good.
I'm not gonna agree with everything you say, but I'll fucking fight for your right to say it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, say whatever the fuck you want. It's not gonna influence me. It's my brain. It's my thoughts. Like, it's my life. You know, all this shit where they don't want to put shit on YouTube or they're shadow banning people on YouTube because they're not going along with their message or with the right way of thinking or what they consider the right way of thinking. That's some weird ass overlord shit. Like, a lot of people need to read the book 1984 and realize a lot of that shit in that book is starting to become true, and it don't really turn out too well for them niggas in that book. Like you said, media becoming a reality, right?
Yeah, they need some integrity.
Integrity weed. Speaking of weed.
Yo, yeah. Have you been like keeping up with like China at all? Like the shit that's going down over there. As
Yeah,
far as just like, okay, yeah, there's the protest and all. Did we talk about that already on the podcast, or was that?
I think a little bit with like.
Or was that
Blizzard.
before we started recording? I don't remember. I might be going into a loop.
It might have been before. We were talking about Blizzard and how
yeah.
they did that fucking one kid took away his money. But yeah, I don't think China should be out here telling people the way they should be running their companies. Like how that owner of what team in the NBA said something about, or he was like, stand with China democracy.
The Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Houston Rockets. I mean,
He was like, stand with China democracy, and then they just shut him down, and they made everybody in the NBA say like how great China is.
it's like suck my dick. This
China
is America.
has-
We have the
Yeah.
freedom of speech.
We don't
fuck y'all
we don't
niggas
fuck-
over there.
Yeah,
China's got concentration camps for fucking Muslims right now.
They have concentration camps for a lot of people right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like,
it's like y'all openly saying how fucking great China is. Like
Yeah.
NBA players going over, like, y'all really need that much money?
Does it? Is it just
so
me?
they
or
don't
is-
got no integrity.
Is it
They
just
don't
me?
got no, because they let them smoke weed.
Or is socialism?
Oh really? They do?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
I just
that'd
made
be-
that. I just pulled that out of my ass. I don't even.
I was like, God damn, like they shit.
I gotta ask something. Is socialism on the rise?
Yeah, it is.
Is that shit going to engulf everything.
Not America, because we still have motherfuckers with guns that ain't giving them up and believe in capitalism and democracy, or at least a republic.
You know,
It definitely seems like socialism
A democratic
has
republic.
gained a foothold, though. And it's just a little wild to me.
I think it's ridiculous how social media, or not, well, it's more prevalent on social media, but it's more of a problem. But like, if somebody announces their political status or whatever political party, like motherfuckers just like, I don't even want to talk to you, or they judge people like, oh, you must be a Democrat, or you see it a lot, like on posts, like on Facebook or shit like that, like, oh, those crazy Democrats in California, and it's like, what? Like, how are you just gonna lump us all into one fucking one category? And honestly, politically, I really don't give a shit. Like, cause at the end of the day, we all rats in the fucking race.
Definitely, that's
And
how I feel.
honestly, I don't make enough money to fucking matter. We all don't make enough money to matter. There ain't CEO or ink behind any of our fucking
and the funny
names, so
thing
we don't matter.
The most people that talk shit about political parties and sidelines and oppositions usually can't even articulate themselves in a correct way to get their point across. And that's the issue. It's like you want to be, and like, people forget in any type of debate, name calling and just like speaking louder. That's not a rebuttal. That's not a correct way to actually like express a thought. So when people start saying, "Oh, this guy's a Democrat," "Oh, you're a Republican," or "You're a conservative," it's like, what does that mean? Like, you haven't even heard my ideas. It's like it's because they make you choose a box. Like,
Right?
that makes no sense. Like,
You feel like there's power behind that box, bro, and it's really not. Like,
Exactly.
at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter.
independence should be what everyone wants to be. Like, you want to be independent of everything and have your own platform and ideals you want to run on. Not just because that's what most people do anyway. They just vote for what their color is. It's basically political gangbanging.
Yes.
That's why I think that they should make a
very
"Make
true.
America Great Again" hat, but make a blue one, and then just have it be a gang war. Because then you'll just be like, both sides want to make America great again in their own eyes.
Oh my god! And
It's
niggas
such a
get
catchy
so fired
phrase.
up over them hats,
I know, that's
dude.
what I'm saying. So then you start seeing niggas start fighting like red and blue, and then some will take it to advanced levels, and then of course niggas will like to do it because it's red and blue. So it'd be like, yo, man,
Are you trying to get someone
this
shot
is what
over
I-
politics?
And this is
Kinda.
what I mean. It's
not
like,
really.
people don't
Allegedly,
people don't do the research. They don't do their own work. Everybody wants to be spoon fed the information. They're comfortable with what doesn't make them feel bad at the end of the day.
no. I think most people just don't read. I think a lot of people would rather just have
Read,
the information
nigga.
presented to them via like video format or clips instead of actually like reading the article explaining the actual issues at hand. Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds loud, but it's not.
It'll come up.
It might.
But these are the issues that we live with.
And these are the issues we gotta try to overcome.
Yes.
We've been recording for a minute now.
I think we've been recording for like 2 hours. I'm actually getting a little tired.
2 my god, 2 hours and 30 minutes. You know, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's been a good
I still gotta
episode.
work tomorrow.
Yeah, and you gotta fucking drive out too. So
Yeah.
you know what, Jason, you're always welcome to come back on the Block is Hot
Jason, you're most
podcast.
invited.
Oh, man.
I enjoyed this
Blockhead.
conversation and your
And
views.
we didn't even touch on a lot of other things
we gotta
too.
do a part 2.
Because we're still going to talk about gun rights and black people and how the black community really is not accepted
Yes,
within the
yes.
Second Amendment community,
Yeah.
and it is really biased.
Yeah, we gotta go to a gun show.
Yeah, we do got to go to a gun show.
We
and
need to go to gun shows in droves.
Yeah, and we do need
Black
to start.
droves.
We need to start supporting, local black
Black
gun
and brown
business.
droves.
Yeah, that too. Black and brown.
Minority gun
Yep.
ownership.
Yeah.
Yes, minority gun ownership, minority gun rights, minority
Don't
gun knowledge.
let these whiteys keep all the good shit for themselves. Motherfuckers, you have to get out there and get some fucking cool bang bang
understand
toys.
firearm competency.
I shouldn't
people,
call them
please.
toys. That makes it
Please.
sound. Yes.
So we're gonna save that topic for another episode and bring up some cases of unfair use of force against black men and minorities with legal gun rights and permits. But I am your host on this episode of the Block is Hot podcast, aka Mr. Unidentified, Billy Bordeaux,
Mr. Unidentified.
Your Mother's Last Mistake, Soul Brother Number 3, and so many other things. I got Echo.
Echo.
And I have my co-host here with me.
Yo, young Timothy Tidwell busts the biggest swells. Young Timmy busts nuts. Young George Hooney is Ferg. Christian, I don't have one for that one. I think that was actually somebody's name. Oh yeah, I forgot. The real Run Our Test. I forgot I had that.
Oh
one.
shit! Yeah, you still run our test name.
Yeah, I still Run Our Test name.
Like physically?
Yeah, because I mean he's
You
Meta
just
World.
like, give me that shit.
He's Meta World Peace. So
I would never run up on fucking Meta World Peace. That nigga will fuck your shit up. That nigga, nah.
It's just I'm the real Run Our Test. I'll shout it at him from a distance. Where I have like good running.
I feel like the only way I could take Ron Artest is if I got him on the ground. I feel like my ground game would be better than Ron Artest.
I feel like I have Run Our Test if I have a gun in my hand.
Ass,
if I have a gun in my hand, I could definitely.
If he connects,
Ron Artest will beat all three of our asses. And still want more.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll do the one finger punch on him.
The one finger punch. Bing, 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 bing.
All right, let's wrap this up. It's getting late. We have our guest. Always welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Oh, that's not my name though. My name is Jason Causey.
You want to get that AKA out?
Nah, I didn't think about it. You know, I was smoking weed and talking about a bunch of shit.
Oh, you got to come back then with the AKA then.
All right,
Next time you'll have an AKA.
AKA Hide Your Fruit Snacks.
Okay.
Hey, I think that's one of my favorite AKAs. Yo, Paul, you better go hide your fruit snacks.
I don't have any fruit snacks, actually. I need to go to Costco.
That's him hiding the fruit snacks. I'm about to snatch them shits, bro.
So we go end this one out with 1995 by Choreo. It's a flip on a Kanye track.
It was 1995.
Y'all take care now. The block is hot.
Peace.
Now don't be trying to come around my girl acting like Mr. Friendly and steal the spotlight like Mr. Bentley. I spotted her like Spud McKenzie, and for them fake boobies I paid them Benjis. Get your own. I got Paris, he got Nicky, he tried to get him a clone. He said, yeah, you know you got extra hoes and everything you do is extra cold. From the polo fleece to the Jesus piece. I got family in high places like Jesus niece. Can I please say my piece? If y'all fresh to death, then I'm deceased. And this one here is a heat rock, spit like a beatbox, the way the beat rocks, new version of beat rock. But for that Benz, I get CL love, so I switch my girls around like 3L Dub. I'm calling, baby, I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. Oh my, yeah, baby.